Welcome to another exciting edition of the Voice of the College Nation radio show. I am sorry I'm tardy tonight. I was on the phone with my good brother Bomani, whatnot. I'm talking to my brother, so sorry about that. So sorry about that. So he's like, Collie, baby, go ahead and do your show, bro. We'll talk some other time. So I had talking to brother Bomani. We're just talking about our upcoming tour in 2026 in Liberia. It's like 2 years of planning these things. We're gonna have a bigger tour coming up and whatnot. If you're interested in going to Liberia with us or rolling with us to Liberia or whatnot, let me know. And so, without further ado, let's begin the show and everything. Any more announcements? Check out Brother Bamani, Africa for Africans.org, and check out his website. If you want to go, I think he has a tour coming up and going to South Africa at the end of the year. It's going to Egypt, I think in November, and you're going to South Africa in December. If you want to roll with him, let me know. I get his information to you or something so you can go plan on that tour. Let me tell you something, folks. Right, as far as helping Africa, if you want to contribute to Africa and everything like that, this is the way we contribute to Africa. Go on tours, spend money inside the countries and everything like that, and help the local people by buying stuff, buying products, eating in local restaurants and stuff like that. And generally spreading goodwill. Buy some school books for the local children. That's what we did on this tour. All the ladies in our group found different schools and whatnot, and we blessed them with school uniforms and bags and everything like that. Like that. So this is what we do when we talk about giving back. Giving back to the people and everything like that. And the bottom line is this: when we're purchasing stuff like brother guy had a car one night. Somebody said, "Okay, I'll pay you $30 for the day to take us around." Blah 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 blah. People are making money, taking black dollars are changing black hands. That's what we believe in. That's our blind our value system. We believe in taking black dollars and putting them into black pockets. As much as we can. We have billions and billions of dollars, right? And we want to get some of that money into our own people's hand. We consider the African people our people, you know. But with anything else than that, we can't guarantee. I can't guarantee that our cultures are going to be the same. I'm going to become a Bassa man one any day, or I'm going to become a Yoruba and all that. I think you're asking too much for that. I'm proud to be an African American. I'm not going to change for nobody and everything. But hey, but let's like this. Now, if you basically like Mike Olawale, don't think you need me, fine. We'll build with black people, Africans, that will appreciate us, that want to build with us. One thing I will. Africa is a big continent, right? It's our motherland continent, but that doesn't mean every part of Africa we have to embrace. And this is why we talk about tonight's topic. Be cool. Don't be a fool. And the bottom line is we have way too many people out here who are making African Americans out to be fools. We have too many people inside the African American community who think they could shame you and get you to do what they want, to make you vote a certain way, do a certain thing, right? And playing you for a fool. That's what it's all about, being played for a fool. Full and simple. I hate to tell it to you, right? If you're going out there and your pastor has a brand new Rolls Royce or whatnot, and you're sitting there struggling for paycheck to paycheck and everything, you are a fool. Do you understand that? You are a fool. If you're giving your time, effort, and money to something that you don't benefit from, you are a freaking fool. So tonight we're exposing the fool, and we're exposing the fool maker. You know, the fool maker is more dangerous than having a fool. Why? Because a fool maker knows how you shame and your sense of obligation and guilt and all the stuff like that, beguile you and everything, all to get you to give something up or give your part of yourself up so they can manipulate and use you and everything like that. Do not be a fool. It's time up for that. And the reason why I talk about this is because last night, me and my good brother Dollar Bill had a little disagreement about mentoring in the black community. I'm saying right now, there's a single black man, right? His main thing should be getting himself his own woman, right? Settling down and have his own children, everything, raise his own family. Right? That's what God commands man to do. God did not command men to go out there and just friggin' pick up on somebody else's slack and mistake and everything like that, while neglecting his own duty, which is God commands you to spread your seed and have a wife and stuff like that. That's what God expects you to do, and you give 100% to that wife, that woman you're with, and everything like that. But we got fools running around the community. You ever see these type of dudes? They're in the community, and they was the first one, the spokesman for the community. These guys are unmarried, Every kid in the community is there cheering and whatnot, They're everybody's little uncle, this, that, and the other thing, right? And he's basically a beta male in the community and whatnot because he's not providing anything, right? All the women in that poor community have Section 8 or either got their own jobs or Section 8 or everything. So he's not financially needed, right? But he provides a male role thing that they need. That's what I see in these communities right here. Men are still needed to do the heavy lifting and everything, but they have no authority. What's the sense of doing all the manly things that they do? Because they always gonna want that manly thing from you. They want you to change their tire. They want you to move that refrigerator up a couple flights of stairs, open the door for them, help them with their groceries, everything that you're physical capable of doing, they still want. Absent the authority that usually comes with expecting that from a man. Do you understand where College Genesis is going with this tonight? If there's no respect for the man in a patriarchal society, don't ask him to do anything else because you're using him. You're making a fool out of him. And I'm sick and tired of my brothers look like fools and whatnot. We are not fools. And you come with me, you roll with me, you are not a fool. I'm gonna tell you all the time on that. If you basically don't want to do anything for this so-called community that don't respect you, don't regard you, you don't have to. That's the way I see it. I'm sick of people telling you, oh, you got to get out there. You didn't go out there and make these kids out of wedlock and everything like that, right? The dudes they deliberately didn't have kids with you. And it chose the dudes that they're suffering with, so like this. So the bottom line is this, and I'm not trying to commit to my brother Dollar Bill. I know he comes from a good place, but the bottom line is we cannot keep doing this, what we're doing. Our community is in purgatory going down because nobody stands up and puts their foot down. And the bottom line, can we put our foot down? Understand something right here in America, right? The truth is really coming out. This is the white man system. We don't have control over the black community. At one time we did, right? When we had our own enclaves and everything like that. We don't have any control over the community. The white man controls what goes on our radios, what goes in our minds, what goes on this. He controls our women. Like I told you, I'm really bothered by every time I turn on TV, I see images of a white man with a black woman and wife. They're basically trying to tell black women subliminally that your goal is, your happiness is finding a white man. Your worst fucking enemy as far as anything else, a white Anglo-Saxon male in America. Are you fucking crazy? Are you freaking nuts? Are you nuts? And so the bottom line is, why is it they're doing this? Why? Because nobody wants to see the black male and the black female together and whatnot, because the bottom line, the biggest threat to white supremacy and white power structure is a strong, united black family. That's the only thing that we can survive with, That's why all the stuff is they put out there, the gangs, everything like that. They make sure it's out there so we can have a destabilized community. Everything you see right now in the black community is by design. It ain't just happen like that. So I'm sick and tired of people coming here acting like, oh, y'all should be doing this, y'all should be doing that. We can't do shit because we're not in our own space. We're going to do a show about the space stone. You need space to create an order. The black man in America is the only man in the world that don't have his own space. We're in the white man's space. So his imagination, his vision, his imagery, everything is what prevails. So when you see black people acting like niggas and everything like that, that's because the people who are the masters of this space commanded to be like that. There's a difference between having a dream and black men have dreams. White men have visions that they're able to carry out because they have power. They say they want the black man at the bottom of his civilization. They methodically did that and whatnot and disenfranchised. Read The Great Gatsby. This is real. White supremacy is real. It's not a joke. It's not fantasy. And I'm getting sick and tired of people coming here from other countries. These Negroes coming from other countries telling us this is a figment of our imagination. This is real. The race war against black America is real. Now, the biggest thing they do in Black America is making Black people look like fucking fools. You know, we don't know who we voting for. We don't know why we're voting for and everything. We just get out there and we just vote and act like fools. Bottom line is this: we don't even care about getting anything out of the political process, whatever like that. Why? Because we have always been asked to play the fool in America, right? We're the fool, we're the buffoon, we're the clown, we're the joke. How did we get to this point? Well, we one time wanted our dignity and respect. Now it's like we just go along to get along. Oh yeah, this black man, and that's what it is. And they want to train masses of Black men to be passive and be weak and be submissive and everything like that, be stupid and everything, and just be the fool. While everybody else makes decisions about your life and everything like that, you got no say so, no nothing, no respect. You don't even have respect in the community you claim you trying to protect. You don't have no respect in that community. Nobody, your word is not law and everything like that, like we used to have back in the days. Used to be time, Mr. Such and such right here, Mr. Such and such right here. Those Black men that had their families and whatnot, that had their own house and everything, with kids and everything, those patriarchs and whatnot, we looked at those men and whatnot. It didn't matter if they were a garbage man or a street sweeper. When they was in that house and whatnot, and they had a family and everything like that, you gave that person respect. You call them Mr. and Mrs. That was a command we had back in the days. But all that's gone. You think the white man like that? The fact that he thinks we're all boys, but in our own world, we had a structure. We had a social structure, a hierarchy, and everything like that. We managed to create a Black culture. A culture allows you to have hierarchy, structure, do's and don'ts, and everything like that. That's how you survive. But when you don't have that and everything, anything goes, and anybody could come in and basically manipulate you and take from you and exploit you. So this is what we're talking about tonight. And also, I want to talk to my good friend Elvis, my Liberian friend and everything. And this is what I'm talking about when I say people think they know Black America and they really don't. They think they know the political process and they want to debate me and stuff like that. And they only have superficial knowledge of Black America, right? Elvis says that he's concerned about Black marriage and everything. Then Chantel just said it last night. Traditional marriage, as you think it is not a thing. Michael O'Malley, shut the hell up. This is what I'm talking about. And like I said, I'm about 2 seconds from banning Mike Olawale because I'm so sick and tired of this stupid fool jigaboo, this African jigaboo, always caping for the white man. Always caping. I'm talking about the friggin' white racist. I'm not saying all white men are white men like that. I'm talking about the racist. The racist. There are racists out there, in high places, in the media, in academics, and everything. People fundamentally believe the Black race is inferior. Yes, there are racists out there. People who have power. People have power over the images that we see out there. Power over who lives where, who lives and dies, everything like that. Yeah, there are racist people who don't like Black people in this country, don't like Black people in the world. So don't be a freaking fool. The reason why your country is a shithole country is because worldwide racists demon for you, dumb Mike Olawale, you stupid bush meeting savage. When a savage, that's why I say you can't listen to a savage like Mike Olawale. The bottom line, he's a white boogeyman. No, you're a freaking savage. I don't give a damn what you saw about. You're a fucking savage. Why don't you do something about that shithole country you come from and whatnot? You got to come over here. Go do something about that shithole country you come from. Don't sit there telling me, say, come here, the white man. Did I even mention the white man? I didn't even mention the white man. He's coming here just coming out swinging. How dare you talk about the white man? The white man owns his country and whatnot, sucking oil, doing oil spills in the Delta and whatnot. These guys going to war because the white man's freaking destroying your environment and everything like that and giving you peanuts for your own fucking oil and whatnot. You're going to sit here telling me about the white man and whatnot. We played a video where the white people took over his country and whatnot. And this fool was like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Yeah, your country, they enslaved you in your own freaking land. At least we were enslaved over here. You were enslaved in your own damn country. Dumb nigga, you stupid monkey, you savage, That's what it is. So, like I said, and the bottom line is this. When people start talking about, traditional marriage and everything like that, there's a war against traditional marriage in the West, not just Black people, white people, everything like that. Traditional marriage is dying. Not only that, religion is dying. Religious faith and everything's dying. So the things that basically built the modern world and everything kept balanced was religion, marriage, traditional stuff like that. That's all dying, right? So therefore, you can't just sit there and say, "Why black men aren't like that?" Well, you got to talk about the society. Yeah, I call him a monkey and a savage. What else am I going to call him? I'm gonna call him a human. Anybody who thinks like that, you're not even fucking human. Mike is not even human. He's barely human. You know, somebody basically automatically defends the white man. White man don't give a shit about you and whatnot. You don't sit there trying to come on my platform and I defend the so-called white man and whatnot. I didn't say nothing about the white man. And you gonna come there and talk about the white man, or you gonna blame the white man and whatnot. I'm sick of these niggas, man. I'm sick of them. I'm so sick of these immigrants, man. Which I would just like if I could just get them on a boat and get them the fuck out of here, man. All of them. I'm so done with them, man. I'm so fucking done with them. And I hate the fact that I'm getting to this point where it's like hatred. And I never was a person that hated. Never was a person that hated. But these guys push me to that. Guys push me to that. I'm a nice person, the nicest person in the world. I'll be your friend. I don't care where you come from, wherever like that. But there's certain lines you don't cross. Don't come here telling me about the white man when I didn't mention the white man and whatnot. You go defending something I never even said. I never mentioned a freaking white man on this panel and whatnot. I said we have racist enemies up there, what color they are. They can be black, white, anything. But there's people out there that don't want to see the black race survive in this country, in the world. So it's like this. People who don't understand the black community, the black community, don't say in Black America, please be quiet, about this marriage thing and whatnot. So therefore, I want to know, I'll ask Elvis when he gets up here, so I ask Elvis when he gets up here because it's better to ask so he could just basically defend himself, whatever he said, whatever. But the bottom line is this, that's what it is. Do not be played for a fool. And I hate rearing off into African stuff and everything like that, but it's a nice message about the black community, right? There's black people in this country, right, who are successful, did everything right, everything like that. They're made to feel guilty because there's people that don't want to do shit and are being left behind. And so therefore, instead of saying, well, how can we make these people win and everything, it's always let's you bougie niggas when those bougie niggas you talk about worked hard, studied hard for what they got. So why should these people feel guilty about their success? Why is it that when you black in success, people feel like oh, I gotta give back. Give back to what? Give back to what? If you want to feel like doing something, that's fine. But don't act like it's an obligation because those same people you're giving it back to don't appreciate your shit, They think they're entitled to your friggin' your hard work and your effort, I never friggin' mentioned a friggin' white man, you lying fuck, I never mentioned a white man. I talk about, and when I talk about people holding us back, I in my mind, I'm thinking about the power structure. In that power structure is mostly white Anglo-Saxon male. There's some black men up there. There's some Asian men up there. There's some Indians up there, and everybody like that. The main thing is about creating, and there's not only just men. There's also white women. There's gays. There's all types of people up there corralling to destroy and undermine the black male, heterosexual male in this country. That's the freaking truth. Nobody likes a straight, heterosexual, strong alpha black male in this country. And I don't give a damn who you are. You're white, black, whoever like that. If you're against me and what I am and whatnot, you're my enemy. As simple as that. It just happens that the majority of people that oppose to me happen to be white. The people that benefit the most out of my destruction are white people. You understand that, Mike Olawale? And for God forbid you ever get in when it really goes down, don't be on the wrong side of this gun. I'm gonna tell you right now. You want to be a fool out there caping for the white man, when it goes down and whatnot, whose side you gonna be on? The dumb niggas, man. I swear to God, man. Why do we get these people over here? What did we ask for people like Mike Olawale to come to this country? Why do we have them here? What purpose do they serve? You know, what purpose do they serve? They don't serve any other purpose. Why can't they just go back to their own fucking little hellhole called Nigeria and leave us the fuck alone? Why is that? Why is that? You know, I'm not asking for much. You know, why can't Mike Olabale say, you know, Colin, I hate you people, whatnot. I don't want to be nowhere around you and whatnot. So I'm leaving this whole country, right? I don't have to look at you on TV. I don't look at you on nothing and whatnot. You know, I don't do nothing. I'm in Nigeria. I'm around all Nigerians, everything like that. I would be so happy for you if you got the fuck out of here, America, and you're never around us again, Mike. I would be so freaking happy, you know, because I know for a fact that I'll never visit Nigeria, you know. So the bottom line is this: if you could do that favor for me, Mike, and get the hell out of here, man, I would be so happy. You said you got a mansion over in Nigeria and everything like that. I would like you for you to go there and live and stay there. Please get the hell out of our country, you know. So like that, you don't know the thing like this. White people and black people be all right. We have this 400-year war going on between white and black in this country. You know, sometimes, you know, because sometimes we side with the white man. Sometimes, you know, you may be counted. The United States might go to war with Nigeria. We might take the United States side, come to invade your shit. You know, how about that? You never know where we're gonna go. You know, we don't know. America gets in the war with Africa. We don't know what side we're gonna be on. But the bottom line, that's what the way things are. But don't sit here and act like, you know, oh yeah, you all sanctimonious and whatnot, you know, because America can turn on you anytime. They can invade your country, take your shit. They can go over to Nigeria, take what they want, like taking candy from a baby, and not a damn thing you could do about it. You'll protest, you boohoo, and everything like that. You know, I don't have a white master, you know. Oh yeah, see, look at this fool. He really thinks somebody white values him. You're fucking useless. You know, you are useless. Somebody value you have nothing. You can't even prove. You can't even prove what you do for a living. You can't show me anything what you do for a living. You know, nobody wants you here. You know, nobody wants you here. Not at all. We don't want you here. The white man don't want you here. You know, and the white man's not our master. You know, it's about like the white man wants to be here. You know, and the white man owns America and whatnot. He don't own us. You know. The bottom line is this: we don't want you here, man. So please go back and whatnot. You know, you have value. What value do you have? You know, well, you eat bush meat and whatnot, and your fufu and whatnot. You know, yeah, you're really a value. You know, and I see white people eating bush meat and fufu all the time now. You know, yeah, that's what Nigeria. Yeah, they're listening to fucking Nollywood. Oh yes, you know, they're listening to Afro beats. Oh yeah, man, white kids are just banging fucking Afro beats and listening to Nollywood. Nollywood movies are playing in our cinemas all over the place. Yeah, okay. You know, like nobody knows you fucking exist, you fucking moron, you know? Yeah, just Brewery says, what? Just tell African practical ways to engage. I just did at the top of the show. I said, look, you know, we basically can do things for people in countries that are cool with us and whatnot. We could build with, you know, vacationing, do business, whatever like that, you know. But some countries we got to write the fuck off, you know. We can't be around people like Mike Olawale. He's a fucking disease, you know. No, I'm not banging on Africans, Paul. You know, I'm not banging on Africans. But when somebody, why don't you say something when somebody calls my, types in my chat room and triggers me? Then I respond to it. You know, you don't want me to say shit about Africa. Don't come on here talking shit because Mike don't understand. So I don't give a fuck about Nigeria or him. So why is he mentioning him on my platform? You know, I don't care about Nigeria. You know, I don't care one bit. And I got Nigerian ancestry. You know, and I don't give a fuck about that place, you know? So why does he keep acting like he's somebody important that I got to worry about, you know? And Pierre, I don't hate you, you know? But I'm just saying you're not like me. You know, we're not the same. We're different. That's all I'm saying is we're different, you know? You guys are one way, we're the other one. So this is, we're different. We're two different races or subspecies, whatever. We're not the same, you know? Mary Shah said, I'm sick of hating each other. But the bottom line, it goes both ways, you know? Hating each other. Bottom line, this: you can't basically have 400 years of pain, misery, suffering, and everything like that, you know, and never come out of it. We never came out of the freaking shit that we went through and think everything is going to be hunky-dory and stuff like that. When people tell us how they feel about us and people disrespect us like Mike Olawale, it's going to trigger certain things in us, which is only human. And the Bible says, Jesus said when he came here, you may say Jesus caused a lot of sadness because he told people about sin. He said then all the people that were basically, he talked about forgiveness. Jesus talked about forgiveness. He talked about things that weren't popular back then, right? He said, well, he without sin cast the first stone. That was unheard of. And don't this lady, she did sin and whatnot. Should we do this? Well, he without sin cast the first stone, because it was used to be a time where you always talk about somebody else's sin and condemn them with stone, death or not. But he's like this. Then he said, look, Jesus talked about, the many things that was wrong in Jerusalem at the time with the Romans and everything like that. He made people upset. Jesus had no friends, but he made people choose a side. Why? Because like it said, when the earth begins to settle, God throws a stone at it. We're not supposed to be settled. We're not supposed to always be loving each other and everything like that. There's always supposed to be conflict. That's how you build things and get things resolved. Anytime somebody tells you let's all get along and whatnot, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe anything one of it. I've been stabbed in the back too many times by people telling me, oh, let's all get along and we're just hurting each other and all stuff like that. Yes, sometimes you got to say the right things. Why? Because people have to learn how to respect each other first. Before we can love each other, you got to respect each other. You got to respect each other's opinion and space. So you can't love each other and everything and be honest with each other. I feel they know how we feel and everything like that. Then we can have a conversation. But this idea that people could come here and just sing off that top of the head, what you call, and this is the guy Mike Olawale. This guy's crazy. He goes, even you come here every day claim that the white man doesn't want you here. I never said the white man. It doesn't matter what the white man doesn't want. We're here 400 years, and there's nothing that white man can do about it. We're the bottom line. We're here. They can do it. They can't get rid of us. So the bottom line, we're not getting out of America. This is our home. This is what we built. It's like that. You guys want to come over here, leave your fucking shithole country, and friggin' tell us we gotta leave and whatnot. This is what I'm talking about, Mari Shai. Somebody will come here and so fucking disrespectful and disrespect our ancestors who got bones here, who built this country and whatnot. You're gonna tell me that I gotta leave after we built this country and everything like that. We got institutions, we got a history here. Our whole history, everything, heritage is here. In my DNA, trace DNA is two different African Americans: the Gullah Geechee and the Atlantic Creole, the Chesapeake Atlantic Creole. Those are African American trace DNA for 400 years. I'm here. I'm in the soil. My DNA spawns from here. So the bottom line is, yes, I'm here. I'm an American. You can't come over here out of nowhere and just talk about I gotta leave and whatnot, just so you can bring your bush meeting ass over here. It's like I said, the best thing you can do, Mike, is if you don't like it and whatnot, because our culture dominates here, and nobody gives a fuck about no goddamn what you're talking about and everything. You could always fucking leave. So we're not migrating to Liberia. We're not migrating to Liberia. We're not migrating to Liberia. That boat has sailed. Whatnot. That boat has sailed. And the bottom line is like I said, I am not going to be a fool. I know for a fact. I know enough about Liberia to know that the people that basically run Liberia, on the whole, are terrified of my people ever returning to power in that country. That's the reality. You want to tell the truth? Let me tell you the truth. That's the fucking truth. And I'm sick and tired of pretending like that's not the truth. And people know I love Liberia. I know the country. I love the people, everything like that. But the bottom line is that's not our home. America's our home. Until we ever have a nation, a land of our own, with a constant. I'm gonna say this. I don't give a damn who doesn't like it. Until the heavens and earth is moving, and we have a land of our own country. Don't tell me about no fucking Sierra Leone. Don't tell me about Liberia. Don't tell me about Nigeria. Don't tell me about any goddamn thing. Because after 400 years of us being taken from our continent, we don't owe anybody anything, and no one's gonna play us for fools anymore. You motherfuckers are on your own. The United States wants to bomb Africa, so fucking be it. We're not gonna stick up for this shit no more. Africa's on its own. We have no stake on the continent, so we're sick of being played like fools. So Dr. Arikana to go someplace where it's stupid shit. The diaspora needs to go. Suddenly we're diaspora when they need our money and stuff like that. We're diasporas and everything like that. But it comes down to who's the power structure in Africa. There's no African Americans or diasporans in any government positions on the continent. None. No say so whatsoever. So we're tired of being played for fools. You want to play for somebody for fools, I'm not an FBA, but I'm saying this is our friggin' land. The FBA shit is bullshit. The FBA basically is, this is what I'm saying. I was just on the phone with my good brother, Bamani. Now he's Jamaican. That's my brother. FBA says because he was born in Jamaica, I can't be his brother. And I'll tell you, you can go to fucking hell. That's my brother right there. Bamani's my brother. He's Jamaican, but that's my brother. That's my good brother, and we do a lot of things together. He was just complimenting me because I thought, the trip went well where we did, but he said, yo, look, man, there's things that could have been done better, whatever like that. He's giving me, schooling me on what I could have done better and whatever like that. Really helping hand, real friend. Next time this is what we're going to do. We learn from our mistakes, whatever like that. But on the whole, we had a good trip. And that is my friggin' thing. Yeah, I own land in America. I have land in North Carolina. You know how much land my family has in North Carolina? We had land for 150 years since the Civil War in North Carolina. We own my land. My family owns most of a whole bunch of land in Weeksville, North Carolina, Elizabeth City, Windsor, Bertie County, all that stuff like that. My family have land. So don't give me that crap about, do we have land in America? Yes, we have land in America. Go to the South. We're the biggest landowners here. Yeah, we got a stake in this country, You guys just basically like, oh yeah, we are this. I'm about Black America as a whole. I don't know. There's a lot of Black people in America in the South that have farms and everything here. What are you talking about? Right now in Elizabeth City, Black people who had farms are now taking those farms and developing it into housing. They got nice new streets and everything. They sold the land to developers and developed those farming lands into housing, brand new housing and whatnot. It's beautiful. Elizabeth City, North Carolina. That's where my family's from. This idea like this, Jamal said global is no more. Regional trade, global no more. Regional trade, blacks in the future, trade, black blocks in the future, yeah. Bottom line is the globalists don't have a country when they just go around to different countries and whatnot because they can't survive in their own country. So they got to go and cause things in their country, So the bottom line, the white man causes shots who are allowed to stay and whatnot. Yeah, but why stay where you're not wanted though? You know what I'm saying? Nobody says it doesn't matter what we're here. We're 45, 50 million of us, man. We're not immigrants. Doesn't matter what white people think. We're here just like they are. And most of the whites you talk to and whatnot, our ancestors were here longer than theirs. Only the English white people were here as long as black people. The Irish, the Italians, and all these other people that you see, they came here later. We built this country. So please, I don't give a damn about your U.S. citizenship. The white man gave us U.S. citizenship, whatnot. These guys, man, are just so fucking pathetic, man. Yeah, he got to have U.S. citizenship. Why can't you stand on your Nigerian citizenship? You got to have U.S. citizenship. That make you feel important because you got a U.S. citizenship. You stupid idiot. And bottom line is, I can't stand this diaspora war. That's why I said, man, it's almost to the point where I really feel like just banning all these motherfuckers, because I'm sick of them bringing my platform down, talk about this stupid shit I can't stand, Yeah, Jamal, U.S. citizenship. What a fucking joke, man. These guys are nothing, man. That Nigerian passport can't get you into India. So you got to come here and get a U.S. passport. And they'll probably try to pretend like he's one of us. So I think I made my point about don't be a fool, And the bottom line is going forward, I want black men to be strong. I want you to be respected. Don't be a fool to the black community. They don't give a damn about us. The black community don't give a damn about black men in this country. They don't respect us, whatever like that. Don't give a shit about the white man in America. He don't give a fuck about us. Don't give a shit about the Democrats. They don't give a damn about us. Don't give a shit about the white liberals, whatever like that. No one gives a fuck about us. Don't give a goddamn about the black immigrants in this country when I come over here off the boat begging and shit like that. They don't give a shit about us and whatnot. Nobody is going to get our sympathy from now on. Right now, the black African American male got to work for himself. That's it. If you're African American male, I want to talk to you. Let's build together as brothers and everything. All we got is each other. If you're part of the brotherhood, hey, I'm all for you. All you other people and whatnot, hey, look, we could be on the sideline. I could say hello here and there, but you're not my priority. You're not my people. Sorry to say that, but you're not my people. You don't understand us. You're not with us. You're not one of us. Let me get Jay. All
Hey,
right, Jay. What
what's
you
going
doing?
on, Kylie, you dropped the bomb, man. You was cooking, man. I was enjoying that. You was cooking.
Well, I'm just telling you like it is. I'm telling you like it is. The bottom line, I am so sick and tired of playing games with people and whatnot, and we're not getting any place. We're just going backward and backward. Now, tell me where the black African American, politically, socially, and everything has made any grounds in the last 20 years. We've been replaced by these stupid black immigrants, Hispanics, everybody else, gays, every like that. Every time you look around, there's a gay black man somewhere. Straight heterosexual black men. Do we even exist anymore in this society?
Yeah. I noticed that when they interviewed Kamala at the what was that, the the
Yeah,
National
they're all
Black
gay
Show.
dudes. All little young
Yeah,
little
they
gay
was all
dudes all
young. Yeah,
flaming.
they was all young gay guys.
All
Yeah.
little young gay guys all flaming and whatnot. So that's what it is. They don't like us, but yet they'll come up to you. Yeah, we got this. So what the hell do I got to do with how does this benefit me? Tell me that's not the community I want. That's not the black America I envision. Women walking around doing what the hell they want to do. You legitimizing lesbian. This whole lesbian culture, this divesta culture, and everything like that. Everything they're freaking doing is just a smack in the face to the African American male. They know what they're doing. Every time you turn on television and you see a white man with a black woman and whatnot. Oh yeah, try this laundry detergent. And it's a black woman with a white. Who decides that? Don't they understand? Back in the days when they did commercials, they put stuff on the air. They always had a thing that said how this is going to affect the culture, the impact of something when it goes out in the air. They had what we call censorship. They said sometimes the sensibilities are not ready for this, that, and the other thing. Back in the days, even having black kids and white kids playing together on the playground was seen as taboo and that. So how do we go from that to the fact that every time I look around, a black woman's with a white man in television, in radio, television commercials and everything? Why is that?
Well, that's
You
why
know,
they're trying to push the Kamala and her husband thing, man. They telling you, Kylie, this is what they want the future of America to be.
they don't want to see a black man and a black woman together. A real black man and a real black woman together. That's a threat to them.
Oh no,
Threat to
no,
their.
no. Kamala is the
Carla,
future. The Kamala
Carla.
family. Yeah. And I don't
Go ahead,
understand
Elvis.
how some Carla, I don't understand how some black immigrants, right? They say, "Oh, the U.S. destroyed my country. The U.S. did
Yeah,
this."
but they're over here.
Like Carla, if you're Haitian, right? Why would you vote for a Democrat when the Clinton Foundation and the historical Democrats shitted on that country, right? I can't listen to you if you're a Haitian immigrant talking about you voting Democrat. If you're an
We're not
African,
talking politics
hold
right
on,
now,
hold on,
bro.
hold on, bro, hold on, bro, hold on, bro. Relax, relax. So my problem even made me lose my thought now. That's the problem I'm having, Colin. Why is that? Even though I can understand some people's sentiment, but they want Kamala and her white husband to be the future of America, Colin. They want to erase you, Colin.
And I think that guy. I think her husband's actually gay, man. To tell you the truth, I don't think they even have sex. One of
Hey
those
man,
guys
in
even
San
having sex.
Francisco, hey
You
Colin, in San
never see him.
Francisco,
You
anything
never see
goes
them
out
kiss.
there.
You never see them hug. You never see
Anything goes
anything
out
like
there,
that.
Colin.
Yeah, and like the bottom line is this, that's what we're dealing with right now. So when people like Elvis come up there and talk about, oh, the black man's not having with the black woman. Do you understand the culture context we're living in right now? Why I'm called the
All right,
culture critic?
give me
Because the
two
bottom line, the
minutes, Colin.
culture of America and everything is anti-family. And your political party, the Democrats, is anti-family. How can you talk about you care about the black family, Elvis, when the Democratic Party is clearly anti-family?
All right, give me 2 minutes. I got a headache, so I'm not trying to shout. I've said this to you, and I'll say it again. You need to watch your rhetoric on this platform. You talked about it last night, and you revert back to your old self. Mike
What are you talking about?
Olawale didn't hold
Hold on,
on.
Michael Wale should not come on my
Mike
platform
Olawale didn't
talking.
insult you. He said something about the white man. He didn't personally attack you, and you went
Okay,
straight to
so
attacking
let's
him,
read
calling
the
him a
comment. Read the
monkey.
comment. Read the comment up on the thing.
Yeah, that's a recent comment. That was way before when he said something
No,
about the white
you
man.
know,
You
you
went
know,
on.
you know, you know where he pissed me off, right? Because I'm sitting there talking, and right, I didn't even mention the white man. When I talk about the
Yeah,
power
but
structure, hold up,
yeah,
hold up. When
don't
I
go
talk
to
about power
calling him
structure,
monkeys, man. Come
hold
on.
up, hold up. Okay, I lost my temper. I shouldn't have said that. But the bottom line is, I apologize. But the bottom line is this: when I'm here talking about something serious, right? And he said, "Oh, see, we're gonna blame the white man." I didn't even mention the so-called white man. I'm talking about anybody. Look, if you haven't figured out this other, we Black America, the Black family have enemies, right? Alice Walker is a freaking enemy of the Black family. You understand? You know who Alice Walker is?
No, I
Elvis,
think
you
I've
know
heard of
who
name.
Alice Walker is?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay. This is what I'm talking about. You got to know us a little better before you start speaking. Alice Walker is a feminist writer. She wrote The Color Purple, and she's clearly anti-black family. She married a white man and everything, and her daughter, I forgot her daughter's name. Her daughter had a kid, and she disowned her daughter because she brought a kid into the world. She said, "I don't believe in women body be used to make babies." This sick shit is it? And who
Carla,
platformed Alice Walker? Who put
Carla,
her here? Oprah
you
Winfrey.
gotta give me a minute. Let me finish my statement. I'll pass the mic. I got a headache. Look, when it comes to black families, right? Your idea that the white man has brainwashed black people not to have black families is an insult to black people.
So it doesn't matter what you
Intelligent
think.
black
I know the truth. I know
hold
the
on,
truth,
Carla.
man.
Hold
So it
on.
matter, don't matter what you think.
Intelligent
That's
black men
virtue
and women
signaling.
are not going to allow themselves to be brainwashed against having families. Dollar Bill had a family. He didn't look at the
No,
media and let it
I'm
influence him
saying the
not to get
cultural
married to a
look,
black woman and have
but you
kids.
understand something. I'm saying the cultural context, right? Before the black family used to have a sanctuary. Black America was a sanctuary for the black family. It's no longer that. Now, if you have a family, you're the oddball in the community. There's something wrong with you. It's like
That's not
uh,
true. That's your
it is
thinking,
the
Colin.
truth. What are you talking about?
Responsible, black centric men, they want to have black families,
No
regardless of what the
kidding. But
media
the
is
bottom
saying.
line is, you understand the culture we live in. The culture we live in doesn't
Well,
value
Carla,
that.
you can be
It values.
outside of the
Hold on,
culture. Your culture doesn't
hold on.
influence you.
Look,
Are
Elvis,
you
we
going
live
out there killing
hold on.
people because of drill music?
In the context of
Come
this
on.
culture right here, right? What's pushing the black community? Interracial marriage, lesbianism, homosexuality, and all the stuff like that,
Those are
swirling
only
and
a
stuff like that.
small
That's what's
percentage
pushing the
of black
culture.
people. Most black
No,
men
but that's
marry
the
black women.
overall thing in the
Most
community.
black people are not
Okay, when's the
gay.
last time? Hold on. When's the last movie or anything like that you saw with a strong black male, black female in a cast?
Carla, why do you go to movies for your value system? Movies don't
I'm
dictate
not
what
saying a
you
value system.
value
I'm
as a
saying
black man.
life. Hold up.
Forget about the
Life. Hold
media.
up. Art reflects life, imitates life. So when you see stuff like that constantly put on there, and life imitates art, same thing. It goes back and forth, right? So when you see images, like I told the other night about images, if the constant images is negativity, they keep showing our women as hood rats and stuff like this, and our
Everybody
men
on
as
this
thugs
platform is
and
smart
like this.
enough to know that the
Hold
media
on.
does not
Everybody,
dictate
so
their
every time you see
view.
a black man, he's a thug, he's a player, he's all this stuff like this and whatnot. And if people believe that, right? If people believe that, right? This is why we don't have freaking marriage and everything. We don't know each other. That's why I tell black men and black women, stop listening to the media, get to know each other. Both black women have say the wrong things about black men that are untrue. I see it all the time. Black men say the wrong thing about black women that are true. Is there's a force up there that's manipulating us against each other. That's the
And that's what
truth.
I keep telling. That's why I keep telling you it's not true. It's not the media that's
Yo,
affecting black
yeah,
women
yes,
views of
there is.
black men.
Well,
Vice versa.
so in other
It's
words,
the
look. So in
interactions
other
that they
words,
have with each other.
in other words,
That's what affects their
you're
view,
trying to tell
not
me,
the media.
you're trying to tell me, you're not telling me the Sambo image, the minstrel shows, and all this stuff like that didn't have an impact on Black America.
I mean, Kyla, all the people that saw those things are dead, long and gone. They're not. They don't have an effect on
But hold on, but
the
the
current
same thing
generation.
that went on then, the same thing, the same power structure, right? That did it back then are alive and well today.
Kyla,
That's
you think black women reject black men because they saw a movie and they saw
no.
something
I'm
on
just saying
TV that
it's
depicted
called
black men
subliminal stuff.
in a bad way?
It's called subliminal stuff. If you
No,
and
it's
look,
not about the subliminal. It's
hold on,
about the
every
interactions.
time when you see, hold on, when you see now is them pushing the black women with black white men. You know that's the new thing. The movies, TV shows, Scandal, everything. That's
Kyla,
the new
come
thing.
on, man. We know in reality it's the other way around. The black man is
Oh no,
usually
it's not
chasing after
reality.
the
Well,
white women.
okay, then
It's more black men
explain
dating
why.
outside
Hold up,
the race
explain.
than black
Okay, hold
women.
up. Hold up. Now, Elvis. Now, explain why the marriage rate so low.
Oh, you're asking me to tell you why the universe revolves
Okay, no,
around itself? Don't ask me complicated
it
questions. I don't have all
you
the
said it
answers, Sway.
doesn't matter, right? Hold on. You said you came up here and act like you want to challenge me when I now explain why the marriage rate so low. If I'm not telling the truth,
First of all, I only have a theory. I don't have a definitive answer.
no, you don't have a definitive answer.
Hold on, Kyla. Hold on. As I told you before, the media does not influence what black men and black women think about each other.
Oh
It's the
really?
interactions that they have on a
Oh really?
daily
Oh really?
basis
Oh really?
over years.
That's not
That's
that's
what
so not true. Let me
influence
get
the
Dollar Bill on.
relationship.
Let's see what I am before I start getting a headache. Dollar Bill, what's going on? What's your take?
I had to get my microphone together.
No
Good
problem, brother.
evening, brothers and sisters, man.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
that's
dollar bill,
what's
y'all.
up, y'all. I can see y'all in a real spirited, situation, and I understand, how the brother felt about my statement. But if you guys go back, I wasn't talking about a young brother. I was talking about a man that was probably in his 60s, maybe early 70s. Maybe I didn't, articulate that enough. Who had married a woman, probably in her 40s, right? Who had 6 kids. And he took it upon himself to marry this woman because he's obviously attracted to her. And she had 6 kids. And literally, when he died, her children said that he was the man and the father in their life that they needed. And he actually saved their lives. Right. And so I understand if you're a young brother, I'm not going to put that on you. Right. I would not put 6 kids on any young brother. But if you're an older man, okay, and you wanted to get a woman, okay, who you found attractive and she found you attractive, and you wanted to take on that because you had the means to do it, I'm not against that either. Because those 6 kids needed someone, right? And he needed someone. So it was a marriage of convenience. That's all I was saying. I'm not trying to use that as the bar or the standard.
Okay, I agree with that. If it's a situation like that, when the man has the means, whatever like that, that's beautiful. What I was trying to say was this notion about this notion that it takes a village, right? I saw this video on TikTok not too long ago. People say you keep watching TikTok. Yeah, I can find a lot of TikTok. TikTok opened my eyes to a lot of shit because people basically in the feelings in the moment they let you know how they really feel. TikTok is a real thing. So anyway, these people, this girl was getting ready to drop her kids off to their grandparents. The grandparents said, "Oh no, 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 no,
Kyla,
no,
why
no.
did you
We had
black
the last
Mike?
what?
Why
Because
did
he
you
made a
black?
stupid comment.
Ah,
Hold on, first of all,
that's something that I just said to you just now, and I think that's true
no. Look, the
because
bottom line
you're
is,
on
I don't
social
like.
media and it influence your
Hold,
thinking. At your
hold up. The
age, you
bottom
shouldn't be
line is,
doing that, Kyla.
look, I'm not 60 years old. When did I tell? When
Well,
did I turn
yeah, but
60?
okay. So
So when you do
that's the thing
stuff like
that
that,
that got under your
when you
skin.
do stuff like when you do stuff like that, I'm gonna ban. Next time, I'm gonna ban them permanently. I'm not 60 years old, so don't put me up there like that. When I'm 60, I'm gonna celebrate that. It's gonna be a big. I'm gonna have a big party. Probably go on a cruise, whatever like that. It's gonna be a milestone. I'm not 60 yet. I got 5 years. So don't quit telling me I'm 6 years old. So when people say stuff like that, what they're trying to do is mock me and my age and stuff like that. That's all that is. You're not being
Caller,
respectful.
have anybody ever told you that you might have an anger problem?
I take it.
Do
Hold
you
on, I
think you have an
take it
anger
as you're being
problem?
disrespectful. No, I don't think I have an anger problem. I'm just saying I have a disrespect problem. I don't like people disrespecting me. Because I don't come up here and call and misrepresent anybody. I don't say Elvis does this, does that, and whatnot. I don't know you from Adam, so I'm not gonna speculate what you do for a living. I'm not gonna speculate anything because I don't know. So when people come up here and stuff like this, like when people say, "Oh, Colin, man, he ain't got no business," whatever like that. Don't even like my business being found out like that, online. But the bottom line is, I can't stand when people misrepresent somebody. You don't know these people. You don't know somebody and everything. You don't know what they do for a living. You don't know who they are in their personal life and everything. So just keep the conversation about what I said, my views. Don't attack me personally. Don't attack my wife. Don't attack my wife. You don't know what's going on. Her and I don't ever say anything about what's going on with her when there's certain lines I don't want to see crossed.
Yeah, Carla, don't
I
share your
don't
personal
attack nobody's
information. People
family.
will
You
use
got a
those
wife,
against
Elvis.
you to
I
attack you.
won't never say anything about your wife. I don't.
That's what I'm
I didn't
saying.
share my
Be
personal
mindful of
information
the
with
information you share on
people.
these public platforms, man. People will use that against
I
you. Don't do
hold
that.
on. Hey, Dollar Bill, have I ever shared any personal information on this platform?
Not really, but you know what it is? People have a way of trying to search for things and to look for things. And, I just think that's a coward who would do something that repulsive and repugnant to go after a man's
That's what I'm saying.
livelihood.
And it's that's not even cool.
But yeah, that's the thing about social
That's not
media,
even cool.
man.
I would
They
I
find
would
a
never
little.
go after somebody's job.
That's the thing. They find a little bit of
I would
information
never
where
go
you,
after somebody's
but
job
Colin,
or who they
Colin,
live
they
at and their
run.
livelihood and whatever like
Yeah,
this.
Colin, they
Carla,
run.
what do I do for a living?
I have no idea and I don't care.
Okay, because I've never shared
I
that
never asked
information
you that
with you.
and I don't care.
But you share that you
I
have your
never hold on, I don't
insurance
care. I never
company,
asked you.
so people are going to
I
know
don't
that
have no.
information
That's
about
why I
you.
said I have insurance. I never said my insurance name. I never say what
You've
company
put out your real name on the platform before.
I'm contract. I never mentioned my website. I never mentioned like that. I just said that's what I do. That's what I do. That's me in contact. What does Kyle do for a living? A guy that works for the station department. I say so. All I know. That should have been it. College sells insurance for a living. That's all people need to know. You know. That's it. That's all you need to
And you
know.
put your real name on the screen before. That's what I'm telling you. People can search your name.
Weird name.
Your real name. I'm not going to repeat it, but
I know
it's been on.
my real name is just on my PayPal account.
Yeah, and that's your real
So hold
name.
on. So therefore, why would somebody take my real name, take the
Because
time?
people are
Yo,
angry at you,
Colin,
Carla.
the
People
internet,
do anything when
That's
they're
not
Colin,
angry.
Colin,
reprehensible.
hold on, Colin. The internet, man, is vicious, man. Don't never get your real name, even in PayPal. Don't do that, man.
Well, as I said, I'm not
These
doing it
people
no
are
more. I'm not
weirdos,
doing it no
Colin.
more.
Colin, you gotta understand.
Check us
They
out, and
come
also
as
the
weird.
all of my moderators and everything like that. Don't put my PayPal information up there. I
Yeah, don't
don't
put that
want
up there. Don't put that
more.
up there, bro.
So the bottom line is this: the whole thing is this. You think you can have a civilized conversation, like Mike Olawale. I know that's
Yeah,
not
it don't
his
work
real
like that,
name.
Colin. Yeah, it don't
I'm
work
not
like
gonna
that.
try to find out where he works at, whatever
Carla, you
like
haven't
that,
been
and
having
put
civilized
him on blast.
conversation lately. You calling dudes monkeys. You calling him
So
a
bottom line,
savage.
Mike.
Don't do
Well,
that.
first of all, Mike is a freaking piece of garbage, man. He's a piece of garbage. Stop calling him that when he says, "Kyle, I'm going to back to Nigeria. I'll never come to America again. Then I'll be." But he's up here trying to tell me that I should leave America and go to Central
Well,
this country.
why you
Now he
want to
want to take
gatekeep
my
America, Carla? Don't
birthright
gatekeep
away
America.
from
It's
me.
for everybody, not even just the African immigrants, Europeans,
Because we have
Asian
so
immigrants.
this is another thing. This is another thing I'm tired of, right? I'm tired. Hold on. So tell me we don't have a right to be like, look, we was here when this country was nothing. Just like when you go to somebody's job, right? And the people who was in a company when there was nothing, right? And then 20 years later, the company's a big company and everything like that, they're booming, and all these new hires come in and whatnot. Of course, the people that's been there for years are gonna feel some sort of way, like, oh, y'all the new bucks and whatnot. You wasn't here when the freaking thing. When of course that's just human nature. Why should a black man in America be any different? That's just human nature. Don't you got hold on? You basically talk about how you the native Liberians took your country back and everything like that. You know, and you proud. Oh, we took our country back. We're not. So why is it good for you but not for good for me?
You
Carla,
know what
Because
it is?
hold on, but you're so used to us being fools that we just go
It's
along with
true.
it.
He doesn't understand it.
You can come over
He's
here.
not a bad person, but he doesn't understand when Art Kathy went over to the Gambia and she said the things that she said, right? Everyone who didn't speak up against her were all saying, "This is what you guys do. How you coming over to Africa with your Americanness and you're disrespecting the people and you disrespect the culture and you say different things against us, right?" Everyone was had a broad brush. People came out and started whole channels on this Art Kathy situation. And those of us who didn't like what she did, we said it. We're not with that situation. Even though you know and we know that most of the things she was saying was true. It's the way she said it, right? So everyone who comes over here breaks all the rules. They say what they want to say. They talk. I was watching a program the other day. I think I'm gonna bring it up, Kala. This
Yes,
African American guy, he's caping for this guy from Nigeria, and he calls people in America, us, lazy. Now, he's not talking about the lazy people that live in his country. He left, right, and came here. He's a small percentage of people who live where he lives comes to America. But when he comes here, he's talking about the lazy African American. He's not saying these African Americans that died in the street for me. These African Americans, okay, are the reason why my children who were born in this country, okay, can get citizenship. He's not telling you about all of the people that were killed in the riots, that had to deal with the terror of the Ku Klux Klan, that made it all right for me to walk into a job with white people, right? He didn't talk about that, but he's talking about the lazy African Americans. And we're tired of that crap. Can you hear me, guys?
doing the construction jobs? Who's doing the construction job? Who does the civil service? Who drives the trucks? Who's doing the hazmat? Who's doing all stuff like that? It's us. You
Who
know,
built the
I've never
subways?
seen a Nigerian on a
Who
construction site.
who built the railroads? I'm
We
tired of
did.
people coming here and because they have a mouth like a pie hole, they can sit around and talk about us. They don't talk about their country. They don't talk about the people that live in poverty. They call them lazy, right? The people who do nothing all day in their country. But when we go to their countries in their continent, we're expected to be held to a higher authority,
Yep.
right? We get scammed, we get murdered, we get taken advantage of, and still we, unlike Aunt Kathy, we can't say anything about it because when she said something about it, they were trying to kill her. They wanted to beat the hell out of her. They slapped her. They pushed her out of the country. They threatened her. They made a whole thing, okay, trying to get her. And I feel, and I could be wrong, that some other people who were trying to be good, they're going to come right behind her in Gambia. They're going to do the right thing. They're going to be with their brothers and sisters. And then a bunch of those sisters, they got unalived, right?
Yeah, and
How
also what
about
we
the
call like
harsh
this. Check
realities
this
of
out.
life?
Check this out. Another thing is the black so-called immigrant. And I hate talking about these people but they always come up on this platform wanting to pick a fight, and they lose. And then when they get their feelings hurt, they're like, "Carl, you shouldn't say stuff like that." Well, stop
but
running
Carla,
your
you
fucking mouth.
think
Man.
Asian immigrants have a better picture of African Americans? You think Scandinavian immigrants
No,
have a
I
better
don't care what
picture of
race you have.
African Americans? You think
We
it's
have
just
very look. Let me
Africans
say.
who
Hold on.
have these
This is
views of
this is
African
another thing,
Americans?
Elvis. Be quiet for 1 second, bro. Asians don't have colleges. They don't have institutions. They have nothing here. So what did they build? They don't have nothing here.
Plus, they're
So can
smart
you name
enough
me
to
one
keep their feelings to themselves.
Chinese HBCU
I
or
don't
a
think they
Chinese version
like
of an
us
HBCU?
anymore. I don't think that Asians like African Americans no more, okay, than some Africans and other people. But the one thing that they don't do is tell us about it. They're not on the platforms even in Africa. Okay,
Right.
you get every now and then you get one or two who talk really really bad about Africans, but for the most part, they're not out there. I just don't understand. If I go to another country,
Not
right?
true, Dollar Bill. If
No,
the
I'm just
Chinese
saying.
are talking about you, they're talking about you in a different language that you don't understand.
Well,
That's
But
the
they, we don't
difference.
have no interaction with them, so
Africans
why would
got
they need to talk to us for?
Africans got different languages. Why are they not talking about it? Why are they talking
Because they
about
don't
it in
have a
English?
unit. If they don't have a unison language, right? If these
Hold on. We're
guys
not
wanted
hold
to
up.
be
Yo,
racist,
Elvis,
talk shit about you
Elvis.
in
We're not hold up. African Americans are not in China seeking refuge and shit like that. And when the Chinese are holding their nose up like Africans stink and everything like that, we're not over there going through that. It's
But Carla,
Africans that
that's the difference. You as a citizen of this country, you don't make the foreign policy. You're not running the State Department, so you can't dictate who comes into this country. Same as I as a Liberian, I can't tell Ghanaians, I can't tell
I don't care. I don't care who
Guineans
comes to this
not to
country,
come into
but it
my
doesn't hold
country.
up. Hold
I
up. It
don't
does
have
not
that
give you the
power.
right. Hold up, it does not
So
give
whether
you the
you're
right.
mad about it or not, you
Hold
don't
up.
have the power to
Hold up.
stop
It does not.
Africans
Hold up.
or
It
any
does
other
not mean.
kinds
Hold
of
up.
immigrants from
This is
coming
what
here.
this is what I'm talking about, right? You guys come to the country, right? But you want to go to our colleges, live among our community, use our culture. Every last single African wants to be on BET. They want to go to our institutions and stuff like that and everything. They think they're entitled to like, oh, we got an African award finally on BET. When that, why did they create their own award show? They're entitled to everything we have. They want to be in Ebony magazine. They want to be in Jet magazine. All the black institutions that we built and
You
whatnot,
know
they feel
why,
like they're
Carla?
entitled to. Just because you
You
come
know
here, I
why?
mean you entitled.
You know why?
Why?
Because before FBA and all of these other nonsense, Africans, continental Africans, were considered black people of the same race. So
Well, who did? Who started
they
it all?
wanted
Who
them to
started?
go to those
Like Dollar Bill
colleges,
said, Dollar Bill,
and they wanted to
we
be
didn't
around
start
other
all this.
black
The bottom
African
line is
people.
African, and also
That's why.
we didn't know there was a difference. What happened was social media showed us how Africans really feel, and that's what the
Black was
FBA shit
flat
did.
to us. We didn't have any problem with anybody being anywhere, anybody who was black, okay, because we knew we were in this thing by ourselves. And so when black people came from other parts of the world, we loved it. In spite of people who are going to tell us about little incidents that they had when they were in school, because everyone knows that children are cruel and children hurt other children. This is not something that's specially for Africans. Children make fun of all kinds of children and go including other African American kids make fun of each other. If you're too short, if you're too tall, if you're too skinny, if you're too fat, if you're poor. Excuse me, I know I got a cough tonight. But that's not something that we set up against Africans. And so when they said, "Oh man, they're saying African booty scratcher," it wasn't even enough Africans in the country for somebody to be
I
saying
didn't
that.
grow up with any Africans. I didn't meet my first African until I was
But
like
but
what
people,
19
but
years old.
Colin, people don't understand that we call African booty scratchers even to ourselves, Black Americans. Like that was we wasn't just because you was African. That was something we would call
And we used to call
ourselves
sometimes we
also.
used to call each
Yeah,
other
yeah, we
junk.
call ourselves,
We
oh,
But
you
used
African booty
to
scratcher.
it's
joke
Right,
meant as an
with
right.
insult,
Hold
right?
on. Another thing too. When you would think technology, right, things like social media would bring Black folks together, it
I
actually
thought that too, but I
highlighted.
was
Hold
wrong.
on, social media actually highlighted how different we were. Also, you know what I mean. And I think that's part of the problem too. Now is that you see how, oh shit, this is how Africans feel about us, and it's generally not the Africans that are inside of Africa. It's generally the ones that come to America because they have to overcompensate. Think about it. If you're an immigrant in America, you really ain't got no voice, right? So your biggest voice you're gonna have is online. So you get this kind of overexposure online, and that's what we're seeing.
Africans
This
dominate online. They create this
overcompensation. Go
ultimate.
ahead.
Hey Jamal, they create this ultimate reality when that where
Right,
they're
right, right.
so
Go ahead,
well
Kyler.
and
Go ahead.
everything like that. They're balling out of control and everything like that. We're
Even the
lazy.
shade, even
They're
the shade
hardworking.
room,
What the fuck?
even
They
the
create an
shade
ultimate
room is
reality.
even the shade room that promotes ratchetness in the African American culture is owned by a Nigerian girl.
Yeah, but you notice what she does on Nigeria, like she'll highlight the great things Nigeria doing, right? Nigeria Independence Day is nothing bad about Nigerian culture, right? But she highlights Black American culture. And that's what it is. Social media, man, it showed how much different we were. And it's typically, like I said, it's typically the Africans that's sitting in the West, in the UK, in Atlanta, in Miami. You don't really hear from continentals, on for the most part. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And the bottom line is, like I said tonight, we're tired of being played for fools in the name of Pan Africanism and unity. I don't want unity if it means my people are taken for being fools. I don't want unity. That's a unity I don't need. You
So
know.
you think Africans take your people for a fool?
Well, they have been.
How? How so?
Well, have you been listening to the
The way they
conversation?
talk about us, they believe we fools. Of
Yeah, they
course
think
they
we're
do.
No,
fools.
I don't think so, man.
Yes, I
I
do.
don't
They
think
have no
so. I've been
they
on
have
this
no respect
platform
for us
now for about a
whatsoever.
month or so, and
They
Kyla
have no respect.
always engage in name callings, and you started because you have you have a monologue at the beginning of the show. Nobody is talking to you.
Hold on, what did I say? What
People
did I
might
say?
comment,
Hold on, what
and
did
you
I say
go
in my
off on
monologue?
them,
Hold on, when I
and
say
that
something,
sets the
I
tone for the
said
show.
something. Yeah, I said let's say like this because Mike Olawale, right, should have not have said something like, "Here we go, friggin'." He came up here. I didn't even mention the white man, and he go defending something I didn't even say. When I talk about the enemies of Black America, that no one, I just told you about Alice Walker. You don't know who Alice Walker is, so you know where I'm coming from. There are Black people and there's white people and whoever else that somehow are
Kyla, you think
enemy.
I portray myself as an African American? I tell you, I'm an
I have no
African. I'm a
idea. I have no
Liberian.
idea. But you act
No,
like you
no, no,
know us.
don't say that.
Hold on. You
I'm
act
an
like
African.
hold on. You act like you know us, right? And you don't.
No, because I grew up amongst African
It
Americans.
doesn't
So I'm not
matter.
saying
You
I'm
don't.
one of
That
you.
doesn't matter. That
Doesn't
don't mean
mean
you
I know
know us.
everything about
Hold on.
African American
That's what I say.
history.
You don't know
But
enough
my
to be.
view of you might be different than somebody who just came off the book, quote unquote.
That's fine.
So
But I'm
that's a
saying
difference.
you don't know us to be debating me on
Well,
things like
there is a
marriage.
difference because you've been here, and so that's cool. But you got people like who are in the UK who've never even been to America, right? All they've ever seen about African Americans are in the news, okay, or in movies,
They
right?
said, remember those Rwandan girls? Oh,
Yeah,
they're violent. They're on that. They're on a lot of drugs. On that. Where do you get this from? The movies. And so Elvis telling
they're
me,
we're violent, but she
he's
just came out of a
Elvis is telling
genocide.
me, Elvis trying to tell me that movies and stuff like that don't matter.
Yeah,
Look,
that
Elvis,
affects people who are outside. But the
Elvis,
people
Elvis,
on
hold on,
the inside don't get influenced
Elvis.
by movies.
They not only
They have a lived experience.
only a fool thinks they give record contracts, movie contracts out with there's no political, social agenda behind it. Only fools think like that.
That's what I'm telling you.
Hollywood,
Media
everything
that
like
is
this.
sent out to people who live outside of the country
Even in
might
this
have a
country,
stereotypical view of you.
check this
Those who
out.
have a lived
Dollar
experience
bill,
in this
dollar
country
bill,
know the
dollar
reality
bill.
of it.
Dollar bill. You understand where I'm coming from?
Uh-huh.
I said when
I
back in the
do.
days, Hollywood, they understood before a
The
movie
birth
got
of a
made and everything like
nation.
that. They had censors and everything like that. That said,
Hmm.
look, how's this going to affect the culture? And they knew the impact, right? So they have to create a narrative, right? That's why nothing gets out there unless it go against certain things and whatnot. So life imitates art imitates life.
And they know most people don't read. Most people
Kyla,
get
please
their
post the
news.
link again. I think other people wants to join.
Most people get their information and news now from the internet, right? So
Yeah.
people can't differentiate and they can't articulate. So all they do is they listen, okay, and that's how they process information. Elvis, we're not trying to say that what you're trying to do is bad. We're not. What we're trying to point out, and most of the time, we're not even talking about you. We're talking about some continental Africans who have put this in there, okay, and some Caribbeans who have put these biases inside of their brain, and they truly believe it. And so what people's perception becomes their reality, right? So you perceive that these people are a problem. So tonight I'm going to read an article, okay, from the New York Times. When I come in and I say the Pew Research that shows, okay, that the median home of African Americans is $50,000 a year, okay? Not this other thing, $32,000 a year that people broadcast, okay, on these things. Not talking about some few people. I'm talking about a reputable research think tank, okay, that collects information and data. So when we talk about this stuff, I talk about concrete things other than people's perception of what people think they are. And that perception goes a long way. It goes in the interaction of what's going on. See, the sister was saying something the other day, Mystic Dime, and I had to really take that in my mind and think about it. You have a bunch of white women who are coming all the way from England and Australia and all these places, and they're going to Africa, they're going to Nigeria. I saw a white woman from the United States on 90 Day Fiance go to Nigeria to her husband's house and scream and yell at him, and do all kinds of stuff. I don't think an African American woman would have survived that, right? She did all kinds, but she's white, so she was given white privilege even on the continent. But I see these other, I hear all of these guys like Mike Olawande and other one. You can't talk to to a black man in Africa like that. Only if you're white. If you're white, you're not going to get unalive. How many of these white women do you see getting unalive? And all of these women this year and last year that were killed, okay, in Africa or unalived. I'm sorry, who were unalived in Africa. What's going on? So when you say, "Oh, you're going to send your sisters out here and you're going to meet a man," well, beware of what can happen to you, right? What can happen to you where people in certain communities have no problem with whipping your behind. I just saw something the other day. I got to find it. How a Muslim man, okay, beats his wife right there, and nobody even turned and looked and said nothing, right? So when we say these things, we have problems in our community. We need, unlike Baruti keeps telling me about Africa and why am I divesting and I need to have connections and holds to Africa because Africa doesn't really have any connection with us. Have you ever wondered if Jewish people, right, would have said to the world, never again, never will they allow again, okay, to be killed like they were? Why aren't African countries saying this was a horrible thing, a Holocaust that happened to our people, that brought our people to this strange land, okay? And we're going to have a day of mourning, okay, where we apologize and we feel that there should be some reconciliation, not for monetary gain, not to say, oh, you need something, because that's what people who are civilized do. Civilized people turn around and say, you know what, there was a wrong. Even when I said, and Colin and I don't want to bring up certain things, but even when Colin and I had some, we had a disagreement about Liberia. I said there needs to be reconciliation. And so the brother would say, Ubuntu, that's fine. I have no problem with Ubuntu on that level, right? There needs to be reconciliation. But you know what happened? It seemed like the African continent just regurgitated us out to the white people and said, hey, you deal with it. We don't care, right? We don't care what happened to you. We're sorry. And now we don't even consider you to be an African. Everything is you blacks, you blacks, you blacks. But people like Baruti want us to run to Africa, okay, when they don't even consider you to be an African. When you really get them and you pin them down and you say, am I an African? Uh, uh, yeah, you're our cousin.
But check this out. Now we're at the point now where this is like the post Pan African era. Black people in America are now starting to find like love and fellowship among ourselves. When I'm glad we got this platform. I mean, I get to fellowship with brothers like Dollar Bill and whatnot. It's just so relaxing, And so that's the beauty about this, about what's going on right now and whatnot. We're just saying, something, we tried our best and whatnot to reach out to Africa and stuff like it just didn't work. It just, whatever reason they got, maybe because we were born here, maybe they don't see us as Africans anymore. Like I said, okay, I'm fine with that, So now
They
what's
like
the
to
next
run
best
with the
thing?
Dane collarways. They like it. They don't, like people like Afridamus. The people that really get on his nerve are people who are Pan-Africanists.
That's
He
what I'm
doesn't
saying.
like Pan-Africanists. You right? He prefers he wants things to go on the way his whole platform to me, okay, just like his recent show just today, is always about something about the blacks. Now here he is, right amongst continental Africans. He's trying to explain the slave trade as if he knows anything about it. And then what he does is, right, he listens to us and mimics us. And then he says, the people who came there, because he heard it on this show, who came to Africa, they had certain expertise. Those were the West Africans. So they were West Africans when they were having expertise, but they the blacks now, right? Because they're lost and don't have anything. Do you see how that works out, Elvis?
It's just
Dollar
disrespectful.
Bill, I don't subscribe to Afrodamus. I don't subscribe to anybody who is bringing more divide than bringing unity. I
Well,
don't ascribe to
Elvis, you
that.
gotta stand something, right? In all due respect, Elvis, and I appreciate what you say and whatnot, but the divide is there. I'm sorry to say that it's
And
there.
Carla, you're not doing enough or even
Well, hold on.
anything
Let me
to
ask you a
try to
question.
close that divide.
Like I said, I've been made a fool for years trying to promote unity. So tell me something right now where black people. I'm gonna tell black people, right? Because
Carla, the other day, I think it
part of
was a
it,
beautiful
part of
thing
it
that
is,
we had.
check this out. Part of
Africans was on the platform, African Americans, we were laughing, we was talking, we're having
Elvis. Let
fun.
me say this,
Those
right?
are the kind of conversations we want to have.
Part of the problem is this: is that when we talk about Pan Africanism, that always means that black people got to take psychological abuse and look like we're being put down by Africans, and we got to sit there and take it and be silent. You think that's fair? We got to be preached to by Africans all the time.
No, no,
About
Carla, we got to assimilate. We got to assimilate.
we got to give up who we are.
Give up who we are.
Feed
Yeah,
you guys.
yeah.
Carla, you've heard me say it many times on this show and even on Dynasty's platform. Africans, we need to stop attacking African Americans when we come into this country. We're no better. We have some of the same issues. We have to be able to understand them, take time and understand their history, their plight. And sometimes we live in communities where you find the least amongst African Americans in poor communities, and we think that's
Now,
all of them.
here's this guy Pierre talking about a victim mentality, right?
They're upper class African
How could
Americans
that
and middle
hold
class African
up?
Americans.
Check
We
this
as
out.
Africans have to
Check
understand that.
this out. The entire African continent and Caribbean is dirt poor, right? And they always say the reason why is because of the IMF, World Bank, blah 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 blah. Is that a victim mentality or not? But what happens is this: the average African American will say when Haiti says the reason why we're poor is because of French and whatnot. Instead of black people say, you know something, France, let's go partner together, let's go rob Haiti and whatnot. That's what we should do, We always like, I hate your brothers are being robbed by the French and whatnot. We take their side, the black people's side all the time, And what do we get out of it? Hatred from Haitians from us is like so real. Hatred towards us is so real. So that's why when black people say, something, maybe they are eating dogs, maybe they are eating cats. I don't care anymore. You understand where we're coming from? Because the bottom line is, how much hurt can we take, before we're saying we had enough? And that's what Black America is at right now. We just freaking had enough. We really had enough. Black
So
men.
what is it now? We should continue to fight each other
We had enough.
perpetually.
We had enough of white people, talking shit about it. We had enough of the Democrats. We had enough of we have enough of these black females that are running around destroying our community and everything like that. Just everybody that's out to get us. And
What about the black men? Are they destroying the communities too?
Yeah, there's black men destroying the community
Okay,
too.
then mention them. Don't exclude them.
Hold up, you listen to what I was talking about yesterday? I said the people that's going around here making babies all over the place and doing that thing. Why am I freaking gonna take up your slack? I don't urge nobody to do that. Why? Because those people, if your son is out there and 14 years old, but I saw not too a couple weeks ago, this cute little 14-year-old black boy. Guess what? They're bringing him out and a thing like this. Dude looks shocked. Murder. You guys see that?
No, I
think it was in Orlando, Florida. Murder. 14 years old. Where was his father at? There ain't no mentoring and everything like that. The bottom line is this. And we decent black men.
You blaming the kid that got shot or the people?
No, I'm saying he's 14 years old. He murdered somebody.
Oh, he murdered somebody.
Guys, the link is out there. Call in, please, and add to the conversation.
Bottom line is, I'm saying at first I felt guilty, right? I said, "Oh man, I could have got with this kid." Then I thought to myself, "Wait a minute here. Why are we always the one like this? It should be his father saying, I should have been with more in that boy's life and everything. His father probably looking on TV like, man, that nigga's in trouble. You
But
know?
you know
I mean,
what? Maybe his mother didn't allow him.
you can't save
Maybe his mother
everybody.
didn't allow him to
Yeah, you
be in
can't
his
save
life.
Yeah,
everybody.
that's true too.
You don't
A
know
lot.
how their
Look,
families.
I told you that
Yeah, you
story a
can't
couple of
save
years ago,
everybody.
right?
Yeah.
Where I saw this woman right outside. I was in a grocery store, a convenience store, Bro Farm, and right next to it was an apartment complex, right? And I saw this like 10-year-old kid getting out of a car with his mother one night, and she goes to him, "That's the last time you're gonna see your father." And he goes, "What? You're never gonna see him again." And the kid starts crying.
Yeah, you
And she
can't
sounds
save
so
everybody.
evil. I told that story many times,
Yeah.
and she sounds so evil. It's the last time he gonna say. He must have he was at his father's
Kyler,
house.
you think that kid would have had a different life and a different outcome if he had a good mentor in his life that was
Oh
trying
Yeah,
to
look,
but
get him
hold
we
to
on,
the
don't know.
right
yes,
We don't know
Elvis.
his
to
I'm
the
sick
life
right
of
path,
hearing
path?
though.
that.
We
I'm
don't.
sick
We
of
don't
hearing
know
that.
the kid. We don't
I'm
know the
sick.
kid. Like,
I'm sick of hearing that. The bottom line, he was supposed to be with his father, mother, whatever. She's evil and bitter and whatnot.
So if his father decides not to be in his life, that kid is just doomed, and nobody else should step in and
Hey,
help
hey,
him.
look. The bottom line is Elvis. The way that's just the way it is, bro.
You see, there you go.
I'm not. Hold on. I'm
That's
not
your
gonna
mentality.
tell.
No, that's your
Hold
mentality,
on.
Kyler.
Hold on.
If
Why
the
am I
father
gonna tell?
doesn't
Hold
come
on. Look, the
step
bottom
up to
line,
the
you don't
plate,
understand
that
this.
kid life is
Hold on.
just
You
should
don't
be thrown
understand this,
away.
right? Hold on. What you want is black men to be fools when not. So in other words,
What do you mean to be fools? These are your sons. These are
you're
your
not my
future.
son. You're not my son. I didn't make you. You
Of
know.
course not. I mean, you know what I'm speaking about. You know what I'm speaking about. I'm just speaking about it in the African
You got
context.
brothers out there who spent their whole life mentoring this and the other, and they never get a wife and a family of their own. You think that's
Kyler,
cool? Oh, you're a
you've
fucking
been to
fool.
Liberia. You see how it is on the continent.
That's on the bottom line.
Uncles are helping to
I'm not
raise their
mentoring. I'm
nephews.
not taking care of nobody else's responsibility.
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of
Well,
disagree with that, Tyler.
I disagree with that, but
Yeah, I
that's you. That's
disagree
not.
with that one.
I
I think
think that's everybody's
most
prerogative.
black men will disagree with Kyler on that one.
I would,
Go ahead.
you know what it
Well,
is.
okay, I agree with that,
I
but
think it's
bottom line is,
everyone's
in
prerogative.
my personal opinion, hey, look, if somebody says that you know something, I want to hold off and be the best father I can when I find that one and like that. I have more respect for that than guys that go around this and the other thing. And then women like this, they know if you're a single man and you're out there, they know you what you're ultimately after.
Yeah, but you know
That's
what
what I'm
it
saying.
is. I always make it. Let me just say this: as a young man who's been mentored, right? An older man now who was a young man. At one time, I was a mentor. And maybe I'll get an
Me,
opportunity
I
to
had my
bring
father and my grandfather.
one of my.
That's why
I still got my father in my life, but and I had my uncles. I had my uncles, those that came to New York, but I still had other black mentors, and black men, and Amos Wilson was one of them. It was one of my mentors, and so I think a little differently about that. I think we do need to mentor. Okay, I think we do have a collective responsibility.
now hold on.
Not to say you have to do
But
it.
check it out,
Those,
dollar bill. Now,
uh,
me personally, right? And now if you're a coach or you're a martial arts teacher, a boxing coach, whatever like that, that's something productive. But if you're like this, I'm a football coach, you want to mentor, become a football coach, and then
well,
you
yeah,
and
that's true
also
too.
you
But
got to be a role model,
see, let me just say this. Some years ago, and I got to get talk to Joe, one of my mentors, and he's going to tell me the correct year because I don't remember. But one of the things that we tried to do, what they, were trying to do with Dr. Amos and a couple of people in the community back in I think it was in the 90s, like late 80s, because I was still in school, so it had to be the 80s. Because I was a young person, and one of the things that we wanted to do was to mentor, okay, young black males. And I think this is something that white males get all the time. White males get mentors, okay, that they sit down, they talk to
now
them,
let me tell you,
they help them in the business.
now check this out. Let me say this right. I met this one sister a couple of years ago. She was a banker, my banker. She joined the BAO,
Mhm.
and she basically said, "Look, this is she was fine. She wore her hair natural, little brown skin, beautiful, right? Nice body, and whatnot. But we didn't talk like that on that level. But
Oh
you know what
God,
tell
Kyler.
like anyway. She goes like this. This is what I meant to, right? She goes,
Uh-huh.
I basically work in the housing project, right? And I mentored. She was a female. She goes, I mentored
Mhm.
young black boys, right? She
Yeah.
goes, I basically got 6 boys, right? And what we did was we created an investment portfolio, right, of
Mhm.
properties, right? And by the time these kids get into college and everything, they're gonna be managing a real estate portfolio. And I gave a donation to her call. I gave her like $100, whatever, like that. and I clicked her website up to the BA website and everything, so everybody could donate, whatever like that. And she was basically like, "Yeah, look, I just want black. I want to see black boys. I don't care black girls. I want to mentor black boys because I'm investing in them." And she does her own spare time. But she now when you do something like that,
Yes.
I like that. I'm all for it. But
Well, that's what I'm talking
Why?
about.
Because it's a woman mentoring a black boy.
No,
If it was a man mentoring a young man, you think you want to sleep with his mom or something?
Thing, you know. If you got something like she was doing, I'm all for that, and I supported that. You know.
Yeah, but see, people don't really understand, right? That when we get into these organizations, that's what the organization should be about. It should be about, projecting. If, like you said, when you started, the BIO, okay, and if you could do it again, maybe you would have done it for infrastructure right here, and the resource.
We had local chapters when people meet.
No, I'm not talking about for Africa, but for right here in America, right, where children need the help. Where we can, like when people stand up, like they have 100 black men, okay, and black men
that's what I would really love to have. I would love to
take
have
a collective responsibility
that right there.
For our children.
Hold up, Dollar Bill. What I would say is this: you have to have something where, because I've seen many times where we invite people in and stuff like that, and then kids start asking questions. We've been doing this for like 3 months or whatnot, and they still don't got jobs. The job didn't come through. They'll promise jobs. They'll promise this. And you just basically all they got is just you running your mouth all the time and whatnot.
Well, we got to be more strategic. I always tell
and that's people, why I said don't go into it unless you are going to be strategic.
You have to know that all of the funding that comes to a community, this is what politics is really about. It's about funding. The funding that comes into the community board. And you know what? I can understand the young people, right? Even though I don't always agree with the way they say things, they're angry, right?
Yeah,
and they have a right, to be angry.
I understand that anger
because we spend our time hotepping, right? And worrying about Africa, and a lot of the times, okay. And then when I say we, I don't mean me in particular, because I spent 34 years of my life working with families and children, right? But I'm talking about us as a community, okay? Even those in the so-called conscious community, our consciousness was always elsewhere, and not dealing with the kids, not trying to raise them up and give them the proper ideals that they need to have.
Building institutions that they can
show them. Take them in for internships. Show them how to tie a tie.
Carla, post a link. People want to join.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about
go inward.
Out there hotepping with people.
And hotepping, running to Africa, escaping. And then we walk by our children who need to learn how to read. Those children who need to know how to compute, right? But we're worried about Africa. They need role models. And so,
Carla, are you willing to be a role model to a kid?
No, I check this out. Let me tell you something, Elvis, right? Smart ass. Check it out. When I go to work,
I just asked you a question, dog.
Hold on. When I go to work in the morning, right, and I got a certain time. I'll tell you what, this happened to me sometimes. I told you all about this, right? And I got a suit and tie on and whatnot, right? And I'm ready to go to my office, right? Young dudes come in, man, you just look so good, man. What do you do? Wow. You know, I want to be like you when that young guys, and they're like 18, 19 and whatnot. Yo, man, this you just look, I mean, you look sharp, man. I like what you're doing, man. I want to be like you, man. You know what I'm saying? Young people appreciate that. Even the hardest kid in the ghetto, they would appreciate like this. They would say, oh man, you like this, you got your man. I would like, even though they like this, but they want you to be role models. You know, even if you don't mentor them, be a role model. Show them there's another way out there. They want to know that people look like them, got another way. So my thing is, I want to be a role model. You know, I'm a role model, right? People see me. And you know something, like I told the lady that.
So you don't want to get too close to them. You just want them to see you. And
no. I didn't. Let me finish what I was saying. Now, what happened was Truist. She was at Sunstar Bank. That was our last bank. We had our aimless business, right? We folded the business. We got a business. Right? That's why I lost contact. Truist Bank bought out SunTrust, right? So I don't know what happened to her. So I lost communication with her, right? I wanted to say your young men that want to do investment or not, I want to bring them into the insurance business, right? But I lost contact with her. And I still, if I bump into her, I'm still going to do that. young men or not, I'm gonna teach them about the insurance business because I got a bigger office right now and I can do that. I got a projector, everything like that. And right now, we train new agents. An agent comes to me, somebody 18, 19 want to get an insurance business, they see how much money you can make and everything. They can walk into my office or whatnot, even if you live in a different state. If you live in any state that we currently licensed in whatnot, I can basically tell you how to train you how to be an insurance agent, and I want to start doing that, and the bottom line is also what I have to do is motivate people, because our people right here, unless you stay on them, man, they get lazy, because somebody's told people that whatever it is going to be overnight. And that's what the thing about mentoring happens when people give them people false hope and whatnot, So this thing. So I want to be like, look, if you're ready to go for the gusto, if you're ready to put 2 years into this business and 2 years into this and whatnot, first 2 years, you ready to do that? Yeah, what do you got to lose? Okay, I want to do the next 2 years, learn this business. I can help you. But if you think you're going to get this and 3 months later, you're going to be making a lot of money and whatnot, I can't help you. And fortunately, we have to bridge that gap between fantasy and whatnot and reality. Because once you basically disappoint somebody, you lose them forever. I know that because I used to do this stuff for years ago. I hated telling people, yeah, this is going to happen in Africa. We're going to be building this and whatnot, and it never pans out, man. I'm tired.
Wasn't that the movie with what's the brothers? Wasn't that a piece of the action?
He said Sidney Poitier.
Wasn't that Sidney Poitier?
Yeah, when you want to play a scene, I was thinking about playing a scene from that movie.
Here we go again.
Yeah, yeah, Elvis. This is what we do on the show.
Remember
the video, baby.
That's exactly what we do.
Remember when Sidney Poitier was in that movie?
Yeah, well, you
way
know
back
why?
in the 60s?
You know why we have to do that? And you might think it's a joke, right? But if you're down and you go home and you celebrate your traditions and stuff like that, you hold on to that. Like a man like Michael Mawali will tell me how he has to do and go back. So we use our visual information in our culture because a lot of the children don't understand. A lot of the young brothers don't know what we're talking about, right? So we have to do that. We got to show them, because if they just hear about it, they're not going to listen. But when they open up their minds to it and they're able to see it and take it, see, my real vision is for our young brothers to take this to the next level. We're getting older. They need to take it to the next level. They need to work in the communities and see how important it is to work with small children, to teach them how to read, to teach them how to write, to teach them how to do certain things, because we're living in a digital age, and a digital divide, man, is something else. It's a lot of money that we spend, okay, to get on the internet. I spend over $200 a month for cable and internet.
Denise,
that's crazy.
You be the applicant.
It's true.
Get the T-Mobile.
Okay, I want everybody to watch this scene very, very carefully. This is what I'm talking about. This is mentorship. This is mentorship. This is what you got to deal with. This is the reality. Watch this scene very carefully. Yeah, I did. I made it large.
Okay.
Introduction. I mean, that's some personal appearance. Hey, I want his job. Now, whatever he do, that's what I want.
You know what he do? Sweet Manny Mac, boss player, taking applications.
Uh-oh, get down time, y'all. Stable masters here.
Class, your personal appearance. That includes alertness and concentration. Denise, you be the applicant. And Barbara, you conduct the interview. No.
Morning. My name is Denise Orville. What's your name? I told you. Well, why do you want to work here? What's your address, your age, your mama's name, your sexual preferences?
Stop it. Barbara, how do you expect to get anything if you cannot keep your mind on it for 1 minute? You have the attention span of a 5-year-old.
Time, damn it.
What?
Time out. Bad-mouthing me about my attention span. I've been paying attention. That's what's wrong. I paid enough attention to peep your game, Ms. Thomas. So don't give me all that bullshit. You're shucking. I ain't never gonna get no damn job. Not with people like you around.
I beg your pardon.
You ain't deaf. I said if we all get jobs, it'll blow your game. Yeah, game. All you middle class, bougie ass niggas. I know where you coming from. All of y'all got the jobs and you making your money off of us.
Right on.
Administering to your lesser brethren and sisters. All us poor, deprived, ghetto chillin' shit. Now what you high-tone niggas make for this jive-ass number you running down on us, huh? 15,000? And Mr. Durrell, 15, 20,000? Well, if it wasn't for niggas like us, y'all wouldn't make shit. Where y'all live, huh? Not around here, I bet you that. Am I right or wrong? So don't blow smoke up my ass about no friggin' job. My mama didn't raise no fools.
That's right.
Now I got enough attention span to know what's happening. What's happening is I can recognize a poverty pimp when I see one. What's happening is bourgeois bullshit.
Barbara, you're not gonna get me on some kind of middle class guilt. I went to school, Barbara. I put in my time and I paid my dues. I went to school, Barbara. It was hard work, and I worked hard.
My ass bleeds for you. So now you work hard on your game of underprivileged niggas. Can you do the work? Are you dependable? Can you get along well with others? Shit. Can you do the work? Now you put your attention span to that when you take your 15,000 and your tight ass self back to your first Negro in my block neighborhood and your electric vibrator. Now what you need is a man.
Yeah.
Or somebody, whatever gets you through the night.
That's a terrible thing to say to me. Even to imply such untruth. It's so unfair.
Oh, you mean like talking about somebody's attention span?
Right on.
I didn't start that. I was minding my own business, playing her game. She had no call talking about how dumb we are.
Look, I want to see something, show you something in the comment section. Annam says the teacher is African. What the fuck does African got to do with it? See, this is what I'm talking about.
No, he's not. He's from the Bahamas.
You know what I'm saying? The bottom of my notes, it said the teacher. She's an African American lady.
Yeah, she's an African American.
What they always want to do is interject all the positive stuff out there.
Africans in the country.
Africans are positive, and the African Americans are down and out and everything like that. Because the bottom line is this, it gets so tiring.
Annam is the troll, man.
Check this out, Elvis. This is why I said we're never going to unite. I'm sorry.
So, Kyla, did this movie influence you not to be a mentor because of how these kids treated
I'm just saying
the lady that was trying to help them?
The reality is the situation in our community is so beyond what you could do to mentor or whatnot that you really got to come with their game. So when black people say, "Yo, we need certain things for like a Democrat," let me give you a perfect example. Do you know Kamala and them got $1 billion just spending on news outlets? Can you imagine if they were spending that money with black-owned platforms and whatnot? How much money that would inject in? Hillary never spent a dime with black people.
Kyla, you think this movie is reflective of the reality in black communities, especially the poor neighborhoods?
This is why you don't know our culture. This is exactly.
I'm asking you a question. I'm not saying anything. I'm asking you a question.
Elvis, first of all, when they did this movie, this is based on some of the dialogue that was going on in Black America at the time.
So that's why I'm asking you. Do you think it's reflective? You think it's reflective of it?
Yes. Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier, They were about education. They basically said this is what was going on in Black America and movements and whatnot. That's why nothing is cut and dry. So when I sit here and try to teach you about something, don't sit here and try to teach me about myself. That's so disrespectful.
So what you're saying, that's how African Americans are. They
No, I'm
don't want
saying
to
I'm
give help.
giving you an
That's not
example
Those
what
who
he
of
help,
said.
who wants to
the
help them, turns to
idea
be the
of
bad person. Is that what
we're
you're
up
saying?
against. I
Well,
said
didn't
what
you
we're
hear
up
the other
against.
night?
It's
Didn't
not
you
as
hear the other
easy.
night when a dark Mingo, right, was trying to chastise me, and I got shoes older than him, and I've done more in the Black community before he was born. But he got on the thing, and he was talking all kind of smack. But I understood. He's just
Call
like
in,
this
Mystic
young lady.
Dime. Call in.
Just like this young lady, okay, they're angry, and it's displaced anger and aggression. So I understand, but I'm not his enemy, right? Just like this lady, she wasn't the enemy. And eventually, if you guys watch the film,
They come together.
they come together. But we understand that people are angry, right? We understand that young people have been through a lot of trauma. And see, people don't understand that when you get people like Aunt Nam, okay, who sit up and talk all kind of nonsense, he doesn't understand the trauma that some of these young people have went through. He don't understand the cost of being an African American who doesn't have money in our society. He didn't live with the trauma here in America.
Yeah,
But he,
it's
but he
all right
but
to
he
be poor in
enjoys
Africa. You
but he
be poor in
enjoys
America. That's
all of the
really they
spoils.
punish you for being poor in this country.
He enjoys all of the spoils that we bust our behind for, right? But he's not taking in the trauma. So I can understand why people have these different types of reactions, but they're reactive, okay? And most of the anger is toward us. The anger is you spent so much time, okay, not helping your own people. You're caping for people, okay, in other countries who really don't care nothing about you. And so the first thing that they say to you is, "How come you talking about Africans and how you want to do something for Africa, but you haven't done nothing in your own community?"
That's what we're gonna change that.
So we got to change this, right? And train young people, okay, to achieve and to do the right thing, okay, for their own community, not because they're worried about Africans, okay, or Caribbeans.
Now look at what Paul says. Paul says he's mocking Black America. Trauma my probably made me do it. Ha ha ha. Well, what he's probably from Haiti right now. Why is Haiti like the poorest country in the world? And they're so bad that the gangs are driving up the island. You know.
You know why? But he doesn't. But see, he if he doesn't want to give thing. See that's the other thing that I can't stand. Oh, the victimization. Or
Every last single black country
white
calls
people can
itself a
talk about how they were. They can talk about World War II, okay, but they're not being victims because they're white. White people can talk about Hezbollah.
They can talk
They
about
can talk
Pearl Harbor,
Pearl Harbor. All of these things that's happened to them. They can talk about the
9/11.
Civil War. Okay, everything they can talk about, but it's not a victim. They're not victims, right? See, because they can come here and it's okay for them to talk bad about us. They feel it's okay. Maybe that makes you feel more American. You know, maybe
And
you
like I
got your
said, man,
American
bottom
card
line
now.
is I don't give a damn who does not like it. I'm saying let's time for us to bring out Cool back and stop being played for a fucking fool, under this black unity shit. I don't give a fuck about black unity. I don't care about Pan-Africanism. I don't care about if I ever speak to another African again. Rest of my live. I'm worried about my own people from now on. That's the way I feel about it.
And I'm not taking away, Ross Morse, any of the trauma that you went through in your country, right? Because we were caping for you guys for years.
Yeah.
When people started talking about Haiti, the
The
first
name
thing we
is
said,
Raz Moise.
Ross Moise,
I call it moist. I call it
okay,
moist.
we were caping for him. In fact, we always told people in the African American community that Haiti was one of the countries that came back for African Americans. Haiti was one of the countries, okay, that we have immense pride in because of their revolution, okay, and we always spoke about it in African American history. I don't know where you went wrong, Ross. I don't know. I don't know where you decided that you would join the continental Africans, okay, who hate us and feel that we're against you because I don't have that experience here
And what gets
in New
me is
York.
the African Union rejected Haiti's membership in the African Union. I don't get that, you know. That's a freaking joke. The
What did
African
Rudy
Union don't
say?
even want them.
All AAs do not exude nor express the trauma the way in which dollar bill speaks. Listen, I know what the trauma is. I know what's going on in our society. Not all of us, but I know what the young people have been through. Okay, I know what happened in the 1980s. I know what the government allowed to happen. And I know how it decimated our communities. And anybody who's even if you come from a good home, anybody who's like a college Genesis or a dollar bill or a D that was able to continue to survive and keep your head up, well, you could have simply just joined it. We could have been drug dealers.
Yeah, I could have had many opportunities to go down that road, but I refused.
We could have
I
been
wanted this to be my
pimps.
testament. I didn't have to go there.
We could have done all of those things,
At
but
28
we
years old,
chose
dog,
not
at
to.
28 years old, I had two businesses at the age
Colin,
of
that's not a
28.
flex. That's not a
Well, we
Yeah,
flex
was
choosing not to
well,
be a drug dealer.
tell me, hey,
That's
hold
the
on.
right thing to
telling
do.
you.
Hold on. No, it's a flex because everybody in my that I knew, right? I had to work 3 jobs. I had no time for girlfriends, everything like that. These guys had brand new cars. They had the girlfriends, everything. So bottom line, if you're a young man, you're only human. You know, you see all these guys with the girls and everything like that, and whatnot, and all the world's offer you is being disrespected on some dirty job you got to do and everything like that. But I chose to do that. So
You know
that
what,
is a
Tyler?
flex.
Can I tell a story?
Yeah, good.
I used to work in a shelter years ago. And in that shelter, there was a young guy. I'm not going to give his real name. Okay, let's say his name is Harry. In that shelter, Harry, okay, came from a very prominent family in New York. His mother was very high in politics. His brother was a lawyer. And I don't know, I think he was both Caribbean and African American. But anyway, he had this thing in his mind because when I worked in the shelter, I worked by George Washington Bridge, right? You know George Washington 174th
Yeah.
Street. Well, at that time, that was where the cartels used to be heavy in that area where the Dominicans were. And literally, you didn't have to be a genius. You could hook up and just walk up the street and meet a connect, okay, and get you some drugs. And so when he found this out, he had this dream. This is in the 80s, like late 80s, early 90s. He had this dream that he was going to, go down to Virginia, okay, down there where you live. And he went down to the Virginia and he started, getting his drug thing together. And he was popping. He was buying car dealerships and all kinds of stuff. Okay. And the guys let him roll, right? But one day he came up dead, right? With two women set him up and they had to do a closed casket
Yeah,
on him.
my cousin Lenny was set up like that.
Right?
You know,
He
a
got
girl
he
set
got
him up.
lined up,
You know,
he got set up, and he got killed. And I used to tell this young man all the time. We used to converse. And I used to say, man, I knew his mother. I said, I know your mom, man. She's a brilliant woman. She came up with something that they use to this day in the community because she was so smart. I think his father was a lawyer, right? And his mother was brilliant. And his siblings were brilliant.
not everybody that goes bad come from a bad family. Sometimes the choices are there, and people don't know anything about us, man. You
So
know,
he decided that he was going to use everything that he had, and he had everything going for him because he wanted to do it his way, and he was going to get involved in the drug game. And that's what happened to him. So when people talk about poverty and trauma, people like Paul, they don't know what the hell they're talking about because you have a lot of people who come from middle class,
I
okay,
know a lot of
neighborhoods.
middle class. My cousin Lenny, a lot middle class backgrounds, but got caught up in the friggin' that life. When it ain't about poverty all the time.
It's about greed.
Yep, yep. It's a man's heart. So the bottom line, and that goes across race, everything. And these people try to make it seem like it's a black thing. No, greed, murder, and also like that is in the basis of all man. But
You know what Paul is saying?
tell the
First of all,
African that African thinks only black people
first of
are
all,
capable of doing bad things.
listen to this. We already had a child of a black immigrant become the president of the United States. So ask yourself, how well are you off now from that? What, like they would say, what did that do for you?
It's like they come over here, right? This is what I'm talking about black immigrants, and which we can't stand. They didn't put nothing into the country, but they feel like they're going to use people like Obama and everything to cause the immigrant cause. It doesn't matter what you do. Everybody knows who's American and whatever
Listen,
like that. It's not going to change your social
Paul,
status. You're foreign.
let me tell you this, Paul. It was the child of a black immigrant who was the leader of the Joint Chiefs of Staff who went and bombed and took over Grenada, a black country in the Caribbean.
Yeah, I remember that. 1983.
Did you recognize that? So when you get an immigrant, a child of an immigrant, you think he's not going to go off if America tell him to bomb Jamaica, or America tell him to go out there and bomb Haiti? He gonna say, yes, sir, yes, sir. I'm gonna do exactly what you tell us to do.
Look at
salute the flag.
They really think they're gonna get Kamala that she first is not gonna win. She's gonna lose.
First of all, Kamala don't even
make all our brothers
she don't
citizens.
even first of all,
why these people can't be good in their own country? Why they gotta come here?
Kamala don't even talk to her own black daddy.
He's not even black and whatnot.
If he is black or some remnants of black,
well, yeah, he's black. He's like one of those dark Indians and whatnot. He's not black.
She don't even talk to her daddy. How's she gonna make you a citizen when she don't even talk to her own daddy? She don't even recognize if she's got a vestige of being black. She won't even come out and say she is. And the only thing she said about the Caribbean was, "Oh yeah, I'm Jamaican. I smoke weed. I smoke weed in college."
And then she said she went to college. She was listening to Biggie and Tupac. Trouble is, Biggie and Tupac was in junior high when she was in college. So she lied about that. Like this lady is crazy.
She's a liar.
All these third world people think Kamal's gonna get in and just give them citizenship and everything. The bottom line is you're not gonna win. You guys basically
Kamala's gonna do what the white business structure, the people who run this country tell her to do. That's what she's gonna do.
I agree with that, Dollar Bill.
She's a bed wench.
Why do some of these black immigrants, some of them, think that, just like you said, because Kamala, she's a child of immigrants. Why do they think that she is going to be pro illegal immigration, open borders, and all this stuff? She actually probably will be tougher on the borders than damn Trump. Them Democrats, man, they know how to fucking play the game, man. But no U.S. president is for all this open borders stuff that that some of these black immigrants are talking about. That's unrealistic.
And when they do talk about open borders, they're not talking about black immigrants. They talk about Hispanics.
That's
then she went tomorrow.
Kyler, why do the black immigrants jump in the way of the Latinos and say, "Oh no, you gotta let them in. You gotta let them in"? I don't understand that.
You know why? Because they're scared of Donald
black
Trump.
Immigrants want to be fools one night. Go right ahead. Well,
they're scared of Donald Trump.
We realize we don't benefit from illegal immigration and all stuff like that. That's why we're not being fools no more. We don't benefit from no damn DACA and all shit like that. They want us to be like, oh, immigrants, they're fellow people of color. If you call yourself a POC and you think you got allies that are white, you are a fucking fool. You understand that? You are a fucking fool. So what you call it? This guy.
Just remember, she goes to bed every night with a white man.
He goes, keep crying. He goes, keep crying, being jealous. What are we jealous of? What are we jealous of? I'm jealous of somebody who's trying to get what I already was born with and whatnot. Jealous of what?
She goes to bed every night with a white man, and she wakes up to the white man.
Hey, look, I'm gonna take a poll here. Should I ban Paul?
No, let the idiots let idiots like him.
I'm sick of this. He goes, hold on. We're jealous. Explain to me what the hell that we have to be jealous for. We're on top, And Michael,
how can somebody replace? How can somebody replace?
Look, this is how stupid you are. How are they
There's
gonna replace
50
me with
million of
Jamaicans?
us here.
I have no problem with Jamaicans. I don't like some Nigerians. I don't like.
There's 50 million of us here. Who
There's
you
50
think you're
million of us
replacing?
here. What the hell are you talking about? You stupid.
50 million. Who are you replacing? And we're also increasing in number. 50 million and getting bigger each
Another
day.
20 years, we're gonna be like 70 million people. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I was looking at that. You know what's crazy, Kyle? I was looking at the projections for 2050. Yeah, we're gonna be about 70, 80 million in 2050.
And I'm saying the bottom line, Black America is growing stronger and stronger, and we did it without Africa. That's the whole thing.
We
I
got
always
to
thought we
think in
needed Africa to
ourselves.
give rise, man.
We got to think for ourselves. We have to make
We can't
sure.
depend on these niggas, man.
No, we're not going to depend on anybody. We got to depend on ourselves. And listen, like I said, I have no problem with Africans. I have no problem with Africa. Okay, but we have to take care of
But
ourselves.
people like Mike Olawale need to stay in Africa. We don't want these bushmeat eating savages.
Let him be out there with the white women. I don't care. Let him go out there.
He white women.
He'll get his Negro call.
White women in there sitting there eating bushmeat. That'd be a nightmare.
Let me just tell you this. This guy, J.B. Vance, who represents a large contingent of white people in this country, when you know what's going to happen to the immigrant population? When these people, if let's say they lose this election and they turn around and turn on black people, and you're all up in their face thinking they're going to save you because they love you because you know how to shuck and jive a little better. We'll see you when you try to come across the color line again. Then you're going to want to be, I'm African American. I was raised there, right? All the people that you rejected and the people that you disrespected.
This is what I'm saying. Remember, I said something about the ultimate reality, alternate reality. He said they're gonna put all of us in prison and replace you with immigrant. So we're all going to prison next year, and they're gonna
next week. We're just gonna jump and go into prison.
We're all going to go into prison according to
and
Mike.
They're gonna get Omar Wally.
This is what I'm talking about. When you're eating somebody, I think the bushmeat, the worms, and the parasites from the bushmeat has gotten to Mike's brain.
Omar Wally, you're an idiot. 50 million cannot be replaced by 4.5
you're stupid Nigerian
immigrants.
Monk,
Even the projection is if you double, we're gonna double. We're gonna go at least to 70, and you might get to 10.
Pierre says we won't be here. These people want us to. They want to replace us. They're so fucking. Instead of building their own country, they all think about they're gonna be the new African Americans.
They're track stars. Yeah. They're track stars.
Tells me one thing, right? But I love my brother Dinah Samir, but I think he got it wrong. Nobody wants to be in Nigeria. Everybody wants to be here.
They're track stars.
Let
me tell you something. You know what I see on the internet? Second and third generation immigrants enjoying the African American lifestyle, learning how to do stocks and bonds online. They're traveling around the country and enjoying themselves. And the only thing African
they're trying to mess up all the red bones.
The only thing African about them is their last name. They're the ones that divested themselves in Africa long before I did.
This fool actually believes foreign blacks are at 15 to 20 million. He really believes that.
In your dreams.
They really believe that. That's what I said. They don't even know the numbers. They're less than like 3 million of them here. The white people are not going to let that many of you in this country. Are you crazy? And what they want to do is take some of our numbers and when I claim it as their own. No.
You know what it is? What we're doing right now, despite these hoteppers, is starting a whole different cultural revolution amongst black people. That's what we're doing. We're telling black people take care of your own.
Look at Mike Olawale, right? He says 30 million out of 40 million blacks are children of black immigrants. So he really believes that the majority of black people in this country are black immigrants.
He's crazy.
Yeah, that's miseducation right there, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's how stupid crazy. You got to be,
And listen, Mike. If you turn around with your citizenship and you do something wrong, you're gonna get deported, and nobody's gonna cake for you.
That's what I'm saying. You fuck up, you're gonna get deported, no matter what you citizenship.
Are there a collar in government, right? At the U.S. Congress, Senate?
No.
Are there any Africans?
No.
in U.S. Congress.
No, I
at
think,
all.
there's a Liberian.
You may got one, right? We got.
Liberian mayor in Montana, I
No, I'm talking
believe.
about U.S.
Yeah,
Congress. I'm
there's
not
a
talking about
kid
Maryland.
from Delaware who is a Liberian and Ghanaian. He's in the House of Representatives.
Yeah, but he's not
Where?
a senator.
No, I
He
said
said in the
Congress. I
House,
said
right?
Congress.
Yeah, no, he said
No,
Senate.
I said
no.
Okay.
Congress. I said Congress or Senate. Yeah, Congress.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Congress, but not in Senate. But you know what?
From Delaware. Hold on. What was his name?
Yeah, Ilhan Omar too is a immigrant. She's in the House.
She's like more of like an Arab.
Yeah, she's an Arab
Yeah,
chick.
but she's African.
She's from
African.
Somalia.
She's
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 like,
African. They don't,
She's Somali. She's African.
Somalians, they don't call themselves African.
I can't wait till they deport her ass. God, man.
And they can't stand her.
The House.
Hey, Colin.
What's going on?
Hey, Colin.
Yeah, Big Black. What's going on, brother?
Hey, don't let the sellouts, man. Don't let the sellouts get you off your game, man. You don't know if these. Hold on. Let me say this.
Yes, bro.
Man. Hold on. Let me say this. I'm talking real quick, man.
Yeah,
Don't
bro.
let the. Hold on, man. I was just talking. Oh, damn.
Somebody got feedback on this stuff.
Hold on.
Turn it down.
Hold on. Damn, I'm talking to myself.
Yeah, turn it down.
Yeah, my fault, man.
Don't
But
turn
don't
it
let
off.
these sellouts, man, get you off your game. You don't know if a lot of these are trolls from, the channels that don't like African Americans. You know what I mean? But let me just say this.
This is what I'm saying. I believe Mike Olawale is really retarded. He says most of the blacks in government are the children of immigrants. Oh, really, man? Oh, really? I guess my congressman, what's his name? Forgot his name.
I guess Hakeem Jeffries is child of immigrants.
Yeah, we're all child of immigrants.
I know.
But see, you don't know if they trying to play some mind games. I don't know, man. It seems like a lot of these. Now we're seeing a whole bunch of trolls. They probably just try to get you off your game so you don't connect with. You know what I'm saying? African continental
Look, I
Africans
don't
and with the real Pan African spirit. You know what I mean?
I'm be right back. I got enough connections in Africa. I don't give a fuck about these people that call in here and whatnot. I got everything I need in Africa. The bottom line is, I'm more interested in connecting with Black America right now.
But I'm saying, I'm not talking about the connections in Africa though.
Let me tell you something. I've been in Africa and everything like that. I know all about what's going on in the continent. Ain't shit really going on, man. It'll be another 100 years before they figure it out. Black people basically have been wasting so much time on the continent that don't give a fuck about us. They don't give a shit about each other. The Africans are in power only about greasing their own palms, getting rich, and everything, and they leave the masses of people in poverty and poverty. No human being should live like the average African on the continent. No friggin' human being. But the African governments, they basically think that's okay.
I don't know. What about what I'm saying? Those with a Pan African mindset, like Elvis and what's the lady's name?
I've been involved in the Pan African. I'm in those circles and whatnot where there's a lot of planning, a lot of hopes. And let me tell you something: Black men have dreams, right? White men have vision. What we get from Black men are dreamers. We don't have visionaries. You know what the difference is? A visionary will give you the path and the blueprint to carry out a vision. A dreamer just think it's going to happen hypothetically. I'm wishing for this. That's Black men. We think like women. We dream. White men come up and other people have a vision. They see the desert right there. I have a vision.
This is why Mike accused you of worshiping the white man. You're showing your ass on that
I'm
point,
not
Colin.
worshiping the white man. I'm just showing you a pathology that maybe Elvis, right? The Black man can listen to that and say, you know something, Carl's right. Let's basically try to change our thing. No, but what you'll do is say, Carl's absolutely wrong, even though when I'm right, and say, you know something, we're going to keep doing what the fuck we came on doing or not. The Black man, basically, that's all the Black man knows how to do. If he doesn't like what he hears and whatnot, he turns you off. He wants to fight you. He wants to cancel you and whatever like that. He does not want the ugly truth. The ugly truth leads him to his first cousin called what? Reality. Mike Olawale does not want to face the ugly truth, right? Because the ugly truth will lead him to the first cousin called reality. Black men don't have vision, right? That's why these people, they dream. Everything they talk about, they're going to replace Black America. When that's a dream. How are you going to carry that out? How physically can you carry that out? That you're going to kick us out of America and you're going to replace us and whatnot, That's what they think.
But shit, check me out though. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say Ross Morris, right? Ross Morris, he does the same thing on Cosmo's channel, right? Go there so controls anything, remotely Pan African, right? Then he goes on Afrodama's channel, does the same thing. A lot of these guys go back and forth for these platforms, right? With you know, uh, continental Africans, African Americans, and the Caribbeans, talk amongst each other, and all they do is try to disrupt shit. They do that constantly all day.
Yeah,
You know.
bottom line is, you ask yourself this question, right? If that fact that they're so successful in doing it, because the bottom line, the only people they attack is the people like myself that was at one time really Pan African. That's
Hmm.
what the people they attack. They never attack the black people who say we don't give a shit about you, whatever like that. You'll never
Exactly.
see Mike Olawale go on a Mouthy Megan show. She'll tell get
Hmm.
your fucking nasty Nigerian ass out of here and whatnot. I'm at least willing to sit there and listen to this fool.
Yeah.
Listen to him. But they'll come over here and say a disrespectful shit to me. We
Carla,
know,
you got Mystic Dime on. She wants to speak to.
or she's dropped off.
I'm
Oh,
here, so it's okay. No, no, I want to interrupt um y'all talking. It is late too, so I'm not quite as on it and alert and spry as I normally would be. I think initially I called in about the video clip that you showed, but you were talking about the the state of dynamics with Africans and African Americans, which is another topic and
I
conversation.
wasn't even talking about that, but I was just basically responding to shit I said in the tackle. Tonight's show is about do not get played for a fool. And I'm saying black men in America, and building on what we talked about last night, I am sick of, even though I said certain things of mentorship when I'm for, like it was sister that I knew that had these young brothers and they had an investment portfolio. She took them under her wing when I showed them suit and tie. She goes, I showed them how to dress, their suit and tie on, their briefcase and everything, and they're going to be off to college and everything. Like they're going to be doing business deal, multi-million-dollar business deal one day. She said she wants to build a whole community of black men that are doing stuff like that. She said that's what she's taking her education doing. That's the type of mentorship I'm for. What I'm against is people telling single black men that they got to go over there and carry somebody else's slack because all you're doing is playing that dude for a fool. You're using guilt and shame to get something out of somebody because you messed up in your life and everybody and you want that dude out there. So yeah, he's young, he's single, he's free. He ain't got no kids. Well, he should be looking for his own wife and his own children, trying to have his own children and everything. He shouldn't be worried about trying to even mention somebody's kids. It's unfortunate that's the way it is and whatnot, but that's just the ugly truth. The ugly truth. I want to see young black men happy. I want to see them with women. I want to see them with girls. I want to see them doing their own thing, and then having bringing children to the world in the confines of marriage and everything like that. That's what I like to see. But I've seen guys grow up their whole life. We go old men, never marry, and you don't want. Let me tell you something right now. I thought about this. You do not want to be a man. Do not want to be 70 years old, 65, 70 years old, and old and bitter because they wasted their whole life caring about everybody else and never took care of themselves. That's a fool. Do you agree with that, Missy Dime?
Well,
Well, what? Do you so you think a man should just forget about his own dreams, everything like that, but pick up somebody else's slack and just be there because it's the community?
well, I think that a man makes foolish decisions based off of what he sees.
No, I'm talking about men that don't have any kids. That's the
Right.
majority of black men.
Is that you well know that if she's bad enough, if she looking like a stripper, if she looking like a Coke bottle, you'll probably go for it. And that's what happens oftentimes. Men are
He's a man. He could do that. So what?
all kind of
Isn't
crazy.
that isn't that his priority, his prerogative? I ain't saying it's right, but that's his prerogative.
What?
Why shame him for being a man?
Okay, now you can have it both ways. You were saying that it's a shame that men go off and side themselves getting with a female, got 3, 4 kids, and he signed himself up to be a stepdaddy. Well, he's picking her because she looked probably like a stripper.
No, hold on. No. You misunderstood what I said. Ask Dollar Bill. Ask Dollar Bill said, I have no problem if a woman says, you know something, I like that woman and whatnot, I like her and everything like that. I don't care if she has 4 kids. I'm willing to step in and whatnot, this, that, and the other thing, right? I have no problem with that. If she's getting something out of it, he's getting a relationship out of it. I agree with that, you know? But I'm talking about the fact of the matter is the majority of these females want nothing to do with these men. I'm seeing it all the time. They want nothing to do.
So Kyler, you wouldn't want to mentor if you can get some pussy out of it?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm
No,
saying,
that's what you're saying. You
Let's
say the
not
women
use
don't
the
want
P
nothing to do
word.
with the men, so the men shouldn't mentor the kids.
oh no, I'm saying no. I'm saying why are you gonna take a man right who's single and everything like that, got everything going for him when that should be out there bidding?
You don't have to be single. We're not saying mentorship is for single men. You can be married. You can be raising a family and helping another young man follow the right path.
Why are you going? Why would you go into somebody else's life and take care? So, what do you mean by mentoring? Do you mean you take the kid, bring him to your house for dinner every night? What's your definition of mentoring?
Kyler, have you ever mentored anybody before?
Yeah, I have mentored people before.
So then you know what mentorship is. So
But
why are you asking me?
hold up, what you're talking about is parenting. What people want is not mentoring. They want strangers to co-parent their kids. The village takes a village to raise a child. They want you to raise their kids and rear their kids. That's not different between mentoring. I gave you an example of this lady, right?
Have you had a successful mentorship before, Kyler?
Saying, listen to what I'm saying, because I'm sick and tired of repeating myself. I said this sister that I met, right? She took it on herself to mentor a bunch of boys, put them in suits and ties, and said, we're gonna have an investment. And they had a couple properties under their belt and everything. That's mentorship, you know. Going to somebody, just taking somebody's kid out to Wendy's and just being a role model in some kid's life and everything. That's not mentorship, you know. That's not mentorship. You don't.
That's why I asked you if you've had a successful mentorship.
You want somebody to be
Have you had a successful mentorship, Kyler?
No. I basically have helped people in mentorship, but I have never taken anybody because I know for a fact of the matter is, if before I mentor somebody, I got to give them something. I can't just basically tell somebody, okay, I'm let me mentor you or not. And what
So you've never had a successful mentorship. That's what you're saying.
The bottom line is this: I haven't mentored kids, right? But I have young people who like join my business like that, and I take them on the way, teach them my business and everything like that. I even have people that have my ambulance business one night. If people want to learn, they can come around me, whatever like that, you know. And so the bottom line, and also I'm open. I got a social network site, and people could join my organization, join the BAO. And bottom line is, if you live in my area,
Kyler, are you going to be a mentor to your stepson?
I'm like a parent. So what I'm doing, I pay for everything he does, school, everything. So what I'm saying. So you try to trap me with this stupid stuff, and you don't understand. You don't know what you're talking about,
guys. Let's keep it not.
I'm not trapping you,
Elvis,
Kyler. I just want you to know that it's for the benefit of the community.
Stop asking me personal shit.
That we should mentor kids.
Elvis, that's the last time you're going to ask me about some personal shit.
Because you're being a hypocrite, Kyler.
I'm not being a hypocrite.
You're living a life that you're preaching against.
You understand what I'm talking about?
Elvis, you can mentor. It's up to that. You can mentor someone till you blue in the face. It's up to that person.
I gave you an example of what a mentorship is. I said a sister took these boys and everything like that. I said that's my model of a mentorship. You
mentor somebody till they blue in the face. It's up to that person, that kid, to pick up the jewels or not. So not every mentorship is going to be.
Can I say something about what Don said? And I think she, not about you, Carla, but I'm talking about. I think she said it absolutely correct. A lot of times, men are only interested in what a woman looks like physically, and I know that's a fact because I remember one time I saw this young lady and she was very attractive, and I started talking to her, only to find out that she had 4 children with 2 or 3 baby daddies.
Mm-hmm.
And my whole thing was, when you want to go out with me, who's taking care of those children? And, she was okay with it. And I figured somebody who was in that predicament, she shouldn't have been trying to display herself as a single person, okay, with nothing, with no, and try to get with a man, because what if my intentions were, I didn't deal with her at all. In fact, I just talked to her when she told me that, I just kind of got myself away from that whole situation. And I think a lot of times men, we're not thinking, like I said, we're not thinking with the right head. We're thinking with the other head.
I know it. That's a fact of the matter too.
And so we have to be, critical and discerning on what we put in our mouths, right? Like we discriminate what we put in our mouths. We have to be discriminate with the women that we deal with. And,
Good,
and a
Dollar
lot of
Bill, check this
times,
out.
I
Check
don't
this
know,
out,
man.
Dollar
Look,
Bill.
okay.
Dollar Bill, check this out. Let me say this, big black for I had this client of mine, right? I went to his house, right? I was trying to roll him in a plan, whatever like that. But his son was sitting there, right? And this was back in 2022, I believe, right? And anyway, I remember this incident on the news one night. This guy, he said, I'm out of work because I'm paralyzed, right? He goes, I got a bullet in my back. I said, what happened? He said, a guy came out, shot me in the back. I said, oh, I remember that. That was on the news, right? I said, yeah, back in December. He said, yeah. I said, that was on the news. What happened with that? I said, he goes, the guy's out right now. He posted a bill. He's running the streets right now. Yeah. I said, you know what this was over? He was basically friends with this fucking real badass chick, right? On in Portsmouth, right? And they were just friends, right? Well, the dude was some thug that liked her, but she didn't like him, right? But he was basically like, yo, man, he thought anytime some dude on the block came around that he didn't like, he said, what are you doing on this block? You know? And so, like, no, you can't go see her. And so basically she told me, like, don't worry about him. He ain't my man. But that he went over anyway. I said, dude, I would have left it alone. Dude said he was gonna kill you if you go back there. And guess what? He made good on his threats. Shot the dude and put he spiked paralyzed in his back. But thing is, I got him Social Security, so now he's paid. He's happy. He was making $40 an hour as an iron worker.
Wow.
And so the bottom line is this: what I'm saying is this: we live in a toxic, dangerous culture right now. You can't just go in the hood or East area like that, talk about I want to mentor some kid, whatnot, some boy or whatever like that. You don't know what the relationship with his father is. You don't know the situation with his mother.
So the thing is, it's too dangerous to go into these
So
communities and help these kids, right? It's
I'm
not
saying,
worth it.
what's the
Your
title?
life might be at risk.
Get played for a fool. Well, first of all, it's like this: the female, right, that have these kids, whatnot. The first thing she need to do is this: understand that she chose to be with that dude that she knew was no good. Right now, she wants the dude that's good to pick up the dude that no good slack and everything. So you think that's good? No, that dude that's
That
doing
is
that
a
is a freaking
very
fool.
manispheric
No,
way to
I'm
look
just
at it,
no. They
Carl.
ain't no manifest of. That's just
Well,
basically the
let,
truth.
let me let me say something.
That's
We're
a
talking
damn
about
truth.
my generation,
Giving
right? We're
red
talking
pill.
about that.
You guys want
Let,
men to do it. I'm telling men, stop doing that. Stop feeling guilty about that.
let me say this real quick, because some of that stuff is true. What the manifest said. Fortunately, a lot of people don't want
And
to.
I'm not even a Mansfield person, but that's the
But
truth.
in my generation, I'm sitting in my 40s, right? What
Right.
happened is it was a mixture of both men and women, right? You're talking about, let's take it back to like 95, 96, 97, with the bling bling era, this and that, right? Where the men were bragging about the money and this and that, and what was going on, being thuggish and being gangster and having money was attracting women. Women start liking it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and and this is, I'm talking about times when I was in my like late teens, 20s, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
would happen is these women would go to the club and they would, and now it wasn't even about looks anymore for them. It's like, okay, does he look like a thug, and does he have money and this and that? And what happens is, when I'm from the hood, what happens is these guys, they grab these girls up and they take them to the hood, run all type of different games on them and this and that, you know, and pretty much turn them out. And what was happening is, as they through the 20s, they partied it up, right? Now in the 30s, it's like, okay, now they're looking for the professional guy. But the professional guy's looking like, he's looking at the past. After a while, you will figure out, what the girl's been on her past. They said, no, I don't want to settle for that. And then now it became, oh, black men ain't, but
Right.
a lot of them partied it up in the 20s when, and they were going out, a lot of them were going after the wrong men. But I can't blame them too much, because it was a lot of, I'm gonna be real, it was a
Whoa,
lot of
what about Big
sipping and
Black? What
tricking on
about
that
the
part.
fact that it's even deeper than that? There's a
Mhm.
lot of females out here, right? Even they say like the dudes that they know are good, they're not even trying to get with them. They're still running with the thugs, but they want the other guy to come around and mentor their son, do all stuff like this, and they
Oh,
still are with they want to have fun with the thugs.
let
That's
me let me
going
let
on
me
right
say something to that. Okay.
You
Let
gonna,
me
you gonna say that's right? You gonna justify
well,
that?
let me explain what's happening, from a psychological front with
Oh
women,
Lord.
okay? No, it's time, Colin. Come on now. Dating is psychological now, isn't
Oh, okay, okay.
it? So this is the problem. Why you see these quote unquote good girl, educated girls still being attracted to thugs. Even after all of this, after all they know, they still find themselves attracted. Why is that? Why? Because these men, these quote unquote thug men, as lost and wayward as they might be, as unclear and ungrounded as they might be, they are still men that are in touch with their animus. They are men that are still in touch with the raw side of their power
So
and
the
their
raw side
ability.
won't take care of their kids and do the responsible thing.
Meaning that they still are not, they're not afraid. They're not fearful.
No, what?
They don't move with interpretation.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. If that's the case, then okay, what is more fair? If you're scared of a commitment, you're scared of responsibility. What do you mean they're not fearful? So you guys women
Meaning,
don't
I'm talking
understand
about in terms
masculinity.
of,
A man that's
they
scared
still
of
got the
responsibility,
spirit
you
of their
cannot call him
ancestors from the
fearless.
50s and 60s, wasn't scared of white people, wasn't
Well, I'm not.
scared.
Who's scared of
No,
white
no,
people?
no, no, no. Here's the
Who's
thing.
scared of white people?
No, no, no. Here's the thing. See,
Men with
back
a
in the
good job that
50s,
got stuff to lose,
No,
scared of
no,
white
no. Ain't
people
no
too.
no,
scared,
no,
scared
no,
of
no,
white
no,
people.
no,
We're
no, no, no,
scared of
no.
white people and
Well,
everything.
see what happened
Yeah,
is the
Look,
well,
whole
the
world's
clip we
those
just
reversed.
saw.
out there
See,
In
are
other
the ones
words,
that's
the
running
clip
from
that
white
we
people. They
just
got to
saw is
looking over their heads.
representation of what
I
I'm
don't have to.
talking about,
I don't
Colin.
have to look
You
over my head for
represent
nothing.
Sidney
They don't care.
Portier.
I can rest
And
my
the
head at
man
night
that
when
I'm
nobody's gonna
talking
knock on
about
my
is
door at three
niggas in
o'clock
the
in the morning and rest.
classroom that's like, yeah, right, I ain't never gonna have a chance because the white man ain't gonna never give it to me, man. And so that's the dichotomy that I'm
You
talking
know,
about in the black
but
community
Mr.
versus
Dime,
white
but the
men.
hold
Adam.
on one
Well,
second.
hold on. Let me say this because I
The
wasn't going to
man
say
in
it because
touch with his
I don't want
she
to.
animus
had
Let's
the
not
versus
go
counter
down
white
right
the
men.
rabbit
there. Let me
hole
say this real
of the
quick. Let
manosphere.
me say this real quick because she counter right. What happened is the alpha male back in the 60s and 70s was the pro black person, right? You know, you
Hmm.
had the Panthers. They was going
Yeah.
after drug dealers, flushing them down the toilet and this and that. They would look at the alpha male, right? But here's the thing. Now, and this is what she's kind of leaning on to it. The women look at the alpha male as the drug dealer, as the game banger, right? But at the same time, your antennas go down in a way when you're looking at that because you know when they go to jail, there's a white man telling them where to eat, shit, and sleep. So
Mhm.
you know, it's you still bro your ass because so that means he's not really an alpha male. He's not really
Big
thinking.
Black, can I say something about that?
Uh
You,
huh.
you're absolutely correct. And this is what's going on. You see, the black man don't get any respect. See, a
Mhm.
woman will say to you, I want you to be a family man. I want you to do this and that. All right. I want you
They
to
don't
be a
mean it.
father to my child and all
They
of
don't-
this stuff. But in the end of the day, right? Because and she's from Atlanta, so she know I know the deal about the people in Atlanta, right? At the end of the day, you got some women that have husbands, have a good guy, he's doing all the right thing, but they're lying, slipping out with their boyfriend, okay, who's buffed up, he didn't care about nothing. He comes out of the gym, he's been working out in jail, and he's giving it to her the way she want to be giving it to. That's why she's with the thug. She's not with the thug because she's worried about somebody who's scared. She's with the thug because the thug, he's treating her the way she thinks she needs to be treated in the bed, right?
I think it's a lot deeper than just
Nah,
bedroom
I don't think
activity.
so.
You
Because
underestimate
I
women's
know a woman.
psychology.
I'm not gonna
You
say who
do,
she
Dollar
is,
Bill.
but I know a woman who's got a husband in the ATL with a big diamond on her finger, okay, that'll blind you. But yet and still, she's with a dude out in the street because he's giving it to her the way she wanted to be given it to. And this is the way a lot of our women are. This is
No,
why you're
okay,
gonna
no.
find.
You
I
know,
don't. I don't think
I'm not gonna
necessarily
allow you
that.
to.
I
But
think.
Dollar
Hold on.
Bill, I'm not
Hold
gonna
on.
allow you to just boil it down to just it being about a
Nah,
primal stick,
they really
about it
like.
just being
Hold on.
about
Let your sister
a
talk.
primal
What
stick.
it's mainly
It's
about
No,
though.
it's
hold on.
about
Let
so
your
much
sister
more than
talk so
that.
I can respond to it. Say it, sis. Tell me again.
It's about so much more than just a man's primal stick. It's about so much more
I
than
think
his
that's
wine.
I think that's
Let
I
me
think that's
explain.
about
With
eighty
the
percent
sister
of
with the
it.
big rock on her finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Not
know
even
that
80% of it.
archetype. I know that archetype very well. And I'm telling you why
Uh-huh.
she still run with Ray Ray in the street. Because they can't fuck 24/7. What is going on the other 23 hours? Let me tell you. it's because he still has his sense of masculinity. He's not nervous. He's not down.
Nah.
His masculinity's not
I
putting
don't
up a
think you.
shout.
I don't think you
No,
are
but
the
let me
full
let me
masculinity.
respond to
No,
this.
wait, hold on. Let me say this
Hold
too.
on,
Let me
I don't
let
know
me
what
say this, Blue Dollar
masculinity.
Bill, because
Full
hold on.
masculinity.
No, hold on, hold
Bill.
on. It's not that. It's not that. Hold on. It's also. It's not that. It's mainly like she said, the whole power thing, where if I go outside and I'm cooling and I get disrespected, my man will bust a cap in your ass. My man will
Yes.
risk it all for my protection. Not only my protection, then my name. That's
The
what it's
community,
mainly
his
about.
mama, his brother.
Listen, listen.
That's what it's all about.
Hold on.
That's what it's
Listen.
mainly. That's what it's
Hold on.
mainly
Hold on.
about.
So is that the kind of man you want, Mystic
Hold on.
Dime? A man who's
Hold on.
gonna
And
risk
most
it all for you?
African men don't
Can I
like that, as
You're
respond
you
to
so
well
right.
this?
Yo,
know.
check this out.
Hold
You're
on.
so
Hold
right.
on.
I had this one girl on Facebook said the type of nigga I want to do is nigga that will basically just blow a nigga's brains out right in front of me, because somebody disrespected him. So I females get off on that shit, you
Yeah,
know.
but
And
Yeah,
there's
they
some
get off on it.
crazy
hold on.
women.
Can I
It gets
respond?
distorted. It gets dark
Can I
real quick.
respond?
And let me
Hold on.
say
Hold on.
this.
Hold on.
And
Hold on.
when you
Hold on.
talk
Let me
about the
respond.
stick, it's always that brother, that smooth, good-looking brother that has his range of all of them. That can get any
Exactly.
range
So
of them, and
let me just say
through
this.
all the
Let me
periods.
let
You
me
know what I'm
just say
saying? The
this.
70s, the
Let
80s, the 60s, the
let me just say
90s.
this. I happen to know people, right? Because I've been to the ATL a few times or two. And the
Yeah.
people I'm talking about are real people. And I got friends that are big time players. I'm not one of them,
Used
right?
to be.
But I'm not one of them.
Now.
let's stick with these brothers.
Dollar Bill had a 4-year run. That's over
You
with
know what?
now.
How
Oh.
long my run was?
Yo, he crazy.
Don't worry about my run. Anyway, I know a lot of these women who deal with these brothers, okay, and they don't care if they got other women. In fact, they know they got other women. I'm saying to you, it might be the sex. I'm not just talking about in the bed. It's the whole persona of the man that they're in love with. But they're not in love with the guy who's going to work every day and providing for them and their children. They would rather be with this other guy because they're in love with the fantasy of a man. So
I'm
I know a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
these
What do you think?
sisters.
Hold on. What do you think they really think about the dude that's gonna come around and do all, and get nothing out of no sex or anything like that? Just take his time on his Saturday afternoon where he could be out going out on a date, whatever like that. He's gonna take your sons and everything like that to the ballpark and a mentor. What do you think they think about that dude? They don't have no respect for that dude.
Listen,
What they say?
I think they
There are
think their own
different kinds of
husbands.
women, bro. There
I
are
think
different
hold
kinds
on,
of women.
hold
There
on,
are
Uh,
women who
hold
are
on,
looking for
hold
that,
on.
they
and
have
That's
women
no
who
not
are
what
looking
I'm
for
talking about.
hood men. Look for the
But
women who are looking for
listen,
you.
bottom line is
listen. Can I say this?
Man,
Can I say
Dollar
this?
Bill, it's
you
men
say
like
Mr.
that in
Time is
all walks of
Listen,
life. It ain't
that's
just the
Mr.
gangsters
Time
he's
getting
is
not
sex,
gangster.
man.
most
Listen,
women
look
like
at
that.
Fanny. Look at Fanny down in Atlanta. Remember
yeah.
Fanny Willis?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's a hood. She's like a hood shit. She's a hood rat.
No, I'm not. No, she isn't a hood rat. Let's not
That's
get
not
it.
even true. You can't
She's
say
not.
nothing
She's not a
negative
hood
about
rat.
her.
She's not. She's not. She's a very
She
educated
she had an affair with a
and
lawyer,
listen,
a
listen,
highly achieved
Yeah,
listen,
lawyer,
and
not
a
a
good
thug.
look and a
okay.
good looking woman. In my respect, I think she's a dime. Even
Bro,
as an older woman, I think
like
she's a
that.
good. Hold up,
Oh
hold
shit,
up, hold up, hold
arguing.
up.
What the fuck is you talking?
Oh, hold up, bro. I don't know.
That's why a lot of
Listen,
thugs like to
She's
sell
beautiful.
themselves
What do you
I
mean?
think
on
She
that.
Fannie Willis is beautiful. She's a
Fanny,
little overweight, but she's beautiful. What do you
Fanny,
mean?
And
Fanny's
let
a
me
good
and let me
looking.
tell you,
Hold on, hold on,
a
hold on.
lot
Can
of
I
women want to
talk?
leave thugs, but they scared to get
Listen,
shot up too.
hold on, hold on.
What?
Can I say something? Now listen, Fanny paid this brother almost $1 million, almost $800,000, right? Why? Because he fit her type, tall, dark, right? Maybe she felt he was handsome. I don't know because I don't look at men like that. But in her respect, I think she thought he was handsome, right? She knew he had a wife. She didn't have no issue with none of that. He
But
was
what about
having
that? She
sex
had an
with
affair
her
with a gang
in
member.
hotels. She was flying them out. They were doing it, okay, in every place that they could do. Why did she go through all of this? Right? Because he fit her profile. This was her sexual profile of what she wanted in a man. and she
But
was willing to pay for it to get it done.
you
And
talking about
so,
Nathan, the lawyer?
yeah,
The lawyer.
Nathan
He
Wade.
wasn't no thug. That's
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
Well,
telling
saying.
you.
He's a
he
That's
wasn't
what
lawyer.
I'm
He's a
no,
saying. You can
professional
have
but
that.
man.
it wasn't
You can have
it
you
wasn't
can have
just
a
that he was
smooth
a
talker
lawyer.
in all walks of life. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
It wasn't
It
just
was
the smooth
about
talk.
money,
It
Well,
was
man.
you can have
it
that
was
too
his
in all
whole
walks of
it
life.
was his whole persona that she liked, that she went for, and she was willing to do whatever it took. She could have got any thug out in the street, right? She made more money than he did. In fact, she was his boss, but she felt like, I get an opportunity to be with this kind of man, and I'm going to do whatever it takes for us to do our thing together. And that's what some of these women are doing. They don't particularly care. I'm sure that the woman who has that diamond on her finger, that brother worked hard to get that diamond to put on his finger. And she's a good looking woman. And I'm sure he said to himself, man, I got this dime, right? But he didn't understand that the other dude who's hitting her, right, could be working at Wendy's because she likes his style. She likes the way he looks. So she settled with the other guy to get what she wants. But the dude she really desires is a dude you might look at like, damn, you want a guy who's working at Wendy's? Right? Because that's what she liked. And so that's why I tell people you have to understand it's not about all the things you think it's about. And a lot of the women are selling us a dream, like Kala says, telling us to be a fool because some of them really don't want that.
Or it could be vice versa. The girl going with a fine woman for, and he working at Wendy's, and the lawyer locking her off. You know, the
But
woman
guess what?
don't want, But
They know
I'm not
they
trying
know
to
what they
dog women
want.
at all. But
That's why, and listen, and
everybody
that's
got
why
their type, man.
that's what I'm saying. The woman out there who's pushing a stroller with 4 or 5 kids, and she got them tight booty shorts on, and she's looking right, and her hair's looking nice. She knows she gonna pull somebody. She knows somebody gonna look past them kids and say, let me check this out, right? Because people are walking around here, and like you said, they're not thinking, okay, about tomorrow. They're thinking about only what they can get today, and they're more interested in how they feel sexually than they have, and romantically than how they, and emotionally than how they're supposed to be responsibly. That's the problem.
That's true. That's true.
I
I
rest.
agree. Yeah, no. I agree with that. Last part you just said. Yeah, you're 100% accurate with that.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why I
sad,
say,
man.
well, we feel like from last night is the fact that there's more nuance to relationships than we try to let on. Like, oh, it's just black men that just don't want to marry. No, there's a whole lot to this, and people are starting to wake up. Our communities in a serious way. If we don't acknowledge that we got a problem, right? It's in our culture. Maybe it's beyond our control, whatever like that. Maybe the system, whatever like that, the media doing it or the culture. The problem is black people don't have a grasp or control over our culture anymore. So I don't know why, women are foregoing real relationship to run with thugs and become lesbians.
I
Because,
just explained to you what's happening with that. Like
well,
I've explained to you
yeah,
that
but how does that build families though?
it,
Really, that's a question. That's an honest question, fair question.
You
How
know,
does
it doesn't build families because for a lot of us, we're still primal. We still look at our prime instincts. The women are a reflection of what men want. So when people get screaming about sexy red, now just listen, bro.
I don't agree with that.
Listen, the women are reflected on what men want in the society. You would tell all of these guys are running after people like Beyonce, and no matter what you and I will say about sexy red, and we'll talk bad about her, okay? There's a million other guys who are going to jump up and say, I want me a sexy red.
Nah. See, look
Otherwise,
that up.
she wouldn't be making Megan the Stallion, sexy
You think
red.
men are buying her records?
Yes, I do.
No, they're not buying her. No,
I think they're buying,
no, they're
listen,
not, man.
men are buying into
Believe me,
Cardi B and all of
they're
that
not
stuff.
buying that. The women are buying that stuff.
I don't know
They're
who,
not
listen,
buying that stuff.
when I say buy, I don't mean purchasing the music. I'm talking about buying into the persona.
going into concerts and stuff like that.
They're looking at women who look like. Listen, there used to be a time when I was a kid. I knew about strip clubs. I went to strip clubs when I was about 18 years old, and there was a difference between what a club woman looked like and a woman who wasn't in the strip club. Now the women want to look like the women in the strip club. Why? Because the men were getting off of the job, going paying more money to watch women strip, get taking that same money they should have been paying bills with and started giving to them. So they said, well, you know what? I got to learn from these strip club women. What are they doing? Well, girl, they get on the pole. And then they started this pole thing, and the women started exercising. A bunch of them put a
It's
couple of
true.
poles in their house.
It's true. I got
Hold
one.
on. Now they got lessons, pole dancing lessons.
Right? So if your man is leaving you and he's going to the club and he's doing all that, you say, well, shoot, I can put my own freak show. I know how to twerk.
Well,
Right?
yeah.
There's
It's
some truth to that
well. You're right. You're right.
with the BBLs and stuff like that. There's some truth to that.
Chantel on the panel.
Hold
No,
on.
Carter, you gotta take the comment. I can't see everybody that's on the show. I think we have another person at the bottom there.
panel.
I don't know who's there.
She's on the panel. Not hold up. She's not on the panel. Hold up. Move. Okay.
I
And
don't see nobody.
nope, she's not on there.
So we can't blame the women for a lot of these guys, okay, who like these type of women. And the women are saying, listen, I got to get me a man, right? I got to learn what the bad girl does. Because the bad girl got all the men. She get you coming out your pocket for them.
Well, let me tell you the evolution of that. While it may have started out like that for some women, especially the married ones, it's really about taking your power back because it's very disempowering when men do that. So it's really just about an art form. So the strippers themselves decided to come from the rafters and teach the housewives and the other single women devastated by men obsessed with stripper culture what it is, what it's all about, and how to do it. So now all of us own heels and we can all do the same thing.
Yeah, because you're a woman after all. But it was
Right.
Malcolm X. It was Malcolm X who said that if women, regular women, knew what prostitutes knew, okay, they would stay at home.
They been knew it. They just wasn't doing it. They knew all. They knew they. It don't take. You know. You know how to get your man. Right. You know what I mean. They know how. They knew how to get their man right. A lot of them wasn't doing it. That's what it was.
Yeah, well, there's a history to that, so I just wanted to share that.
But I don't, But overall, I think what happened is it was what happened, and I remember when the good looking people went with the good looking people, the straight looking people went with the straight looking people, and the ugly people went with the ugly people, and then there was some crossover in between, right? That was like in the 80s and like all the way up to like the mid 90s. And then a lot of brothers start simping and they start putting money. They start buying and buying and buying. And then that just messed the whole game up. So that's pretty much what it is. So now, that's where you get
Yeah.
a Jay-Z and a Beyonce, you know what I mean? Because, in real life, Jay-Z couldn't pull a Beyonce. So
Mm, yeah.
Well, I disagree. He could pull a Beyonce in real life because he was a drug dealer and he was making money, right?
nah, he wasn't.
No, 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 no. Let's tell the truth. Because
Nah.
listen, if you were there when the 80s popped off and you would have saw the things that I saw in those back rooms and them bars, okay, laid out on those right on the bar.
I see
Okay.
dudes that look
I
like
see some stuff
idiots.
though, but
Pulling
I
out
know
these,
some stuff.
you ever see that back in the days, 80s? You see these dudes that look like, God, you was a nerd, man. Just, dudes that I ain't to judge people's looks or nothing like that. But little ugly niggas, man, they be having the baddest fucking female. I was like, God damn. I said, how'd you get that? He's a drug dealer. If you had the balls to become a drug, I said, look, man, I'm not saying I'm the best looking guy, but I don't need to get women that bad, to become a drug dealer. So
Two dudes that were out here in the 80s
you know,
doing their thing was if you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were ready to go to the church and get you a woman, or you okay, and you were You know, you had a lot of women in church trying to find Jesus.
Let's
Okay,
be real. A lot of drug dealers, the same devil. A lot of
and
drug.
drug
What
dealers.
they was doing, you know what they were doing? They was preying on the young women.
Yeah,
You
Of
know what I'm
course.
saying? Let's be real. They was
My
hanging. They was waiting at the high school,
my
getting
cousin
at the baddest women.
Lenny, right? He was like, when he divorced his wife, first wife, right? And I remember at my grandpa's funeral was in '97, right? And at the time he was like 30, right? He had this little badass fucking, I think she was Puerto Rican like that. She was only like 18. I was like, you got 18-year-old? Yeah. But he was a big time drug dealer by then, you know? He was like, yo, man, he said, you got this badass little 18-year-old girl, man, fucking Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever the fuck she was. I was like, damn, you know, our cousin Lenny. But the bottom line, it was, you're right. Yeah, it was about if you're a drug dealer and whatnot, you know, and females, those females out there, the younger they are, they're impressionable and everything like that. Man, that's what it's all about. They ain't trying to hear them young girls like that are not trying to hear how goody two shoe are or they waiting to be wifed up and whatnot. Man, you go up to this girl and say, she says, "How you doing?" Yeah. I want to go out to you, buy you a drink, but then we could talk about marriage. That girl look at you and laugh like, I ain't trying to. You could have a 6-figure job or like job, but she ain't trying to get married. She's trying to have fun. And a drug dealer thug give her that fun life that she wants. You know,
Well, he's gonna put money in her pocket straight up.
money in her pockets and let her do what she want to do, brag to her friends or whatever like that, with no responsibility. You know, give her keys to the Range Rover and whatnot. I know that life, man. You know,
It's like in the hood. It's like okay, you had the fine girls, the super fine girls that was always in the hood, right? The super fine ones. It would usually be a handful of them, right? But you compare the game of like let's say an 18-year-old girl that was super fine. You compare the game of an 18-year-old dude to the game of a 24, 25-year-old drug dealer, and it's no match. You see what I'm saying?
dude be like, yo, but
It's
dude
no
be like
match,
30. The dude be like 30, and
right?
she
You got man.
30, really. And I knew this one chick, I knew this one drug dealer, right? Hey, this dude was like 38. Girl, she was like half white, half Asian and whatnot, you know. She goes, my boyfriend, he was a drug dealer, right? And she goes, he has a business. I go, we do, he's a drug dealer, right? I said, I saw this dude. I said, that dude looks like he's your grandfather's age and shit like that. She was like, oh yeah. I'm like, yo, and these people, I said, she go, well, I never had it so good. You know, she's like, I was a single mother. I said, but you're fucking beautiful, whatever, like that. She goes, I'm in love with this dude because he buys me everything, takes me every place and whatnot. I said, y'all don't even go together. You look white, and that dude's like a freaking, you know, that little dude like Michael Blackson and whatnot. You know, like the fuck, yeah, yeah. I was just told her that, man. You know, this girl name
They
was
have
Chris.
a saying in the hood: "Money talks and bull, you know what walks."
And that's what it's all about, man. The bottom line is this. So I'm telling the average dude, the rank and file dude, this is a message in, right? Don't be a fool, you know, because the women are not going to choose you, whatever like that, and everything. You think, so what problem is? A lot of brothers think if they do all this stuff in the community, when that they're going to be rewarded with love, you know, and they're looking for love in all the wrong places. And when it doesn't pan out, what happens? Them dudes get. You ever see these dudes like he went on a killing spree and shit? You know, he just
Mhm.
flipped out and whatnot, and just out of nowhere. Like, that's what happens. You know, when people go out there and they think if they do obey the golden rule and do all this stuff like that, that somehow life is going to change for them and whatnot. And then when they find out they're just going to get more shit and they're not going to get no respect, then they become angry. That's how people become mass killers and everything. You know.
Well, you know, my sister Mystic Dime always calls me Iceberg Slim,
Yes.
but I read his life story, and you know, great reading.
Hmm.
But if you've ever read his story, Pimp, the story of my life,
Hmm.
you know, he talks about how, you know, how his father was not a good person and threw him up against the wall because he wanted him to be dead. He didn't want no responsibility. And then he
Yeah.
talks about his mother when she found a respectable man in the community who stepped up and became a stepfather. And then she was beguiled by a snake,
Hmm.
okay? And he hated his mother. And the reason he became a pimp when he was old enough is because of his hatred for his mother. Because he said when she left that man,
Hmm.
okay, all hope of him being a real person, I'm paraphrasing, okay, was
Yeah.
gone for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So women got to really think about, you know, what they're doing in these societies and who they're choosing. And a lot of these women don't choose the right type of man,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so Baruti says if you're looking to find a woman, you'll find your inner reflection of yourself. But it's not always the case. Some of these women, you grow up with, and you would think like, oh man, but you don't really know what's really on her mind. And
You don't.
sometimes you don't find the cues either. As a man, you might say, you know what? I overlooked her. I've overlooked women in my community that I should have went with. And when I thought I said, you know what, she really liked me, man, But I thought about it and I said, nah, she's like family, she like a cousin or something
Hmm.
like that.
Yeah.
So we overlook a lot of women
Right.
also.
Yeah. Yeah. That's. I can see that. Um. That's definitely true. I don't know. I guess. I guess my concern. Well, I don't know. I guess I agree with everything you're saying. Fundamentally, I feel like there's a point that I wanted to say that I can't remember anymore. Probably because it's late and I'm going to go to bed now. I'm tired, but
Yeah, I got to get up in a little while. I'm gonna at the end, at the top of the hour, I'm
yeah,
gonna get to sleep because I got to get up at 5. But what I'm saying is, a lot of us were looking toward Africa, right?
yeah,
And so I think we spent too much time with our focus and our preoccupation with Africa instead of looking deeply into ourselves and the
yeah.
things that we did have going for ourselves
I will
in our
definitely,
community.
I will definitely say, and I agree with Kyla's point. This is one of the points that me and Kyla both agree on in this platform is that we feel as though a lot of African Americans right now are going and interested in the continent as an escapism. And that's because they're not willing to deal with a lot of problems that they have in their families at home,
Exactly.
the issues that they have with their children, and the issues that they have with trying to figure it out fundamentally in America. And the illusion and the idea, the allure of being able to have an automatic one up because of a difference in the economy of scales because of the currency differences is alluring, is promising, is hopeful. And with the added, perception of your ancestors support you, it looks like it's the right direction. But right now, because of the reality of the world economic climate we live in, it's not.
Yeah, it's not reality, And some of the people don't understand something. People say, Carlo, will our problems follow us to Africa? No, it's waiting for you over there in Africa, Because sooner or later you'll get your wake up call,
Yeah.
Damn, I thought I left America for this shit. Did something happen to you that reflect that? Damn, the problems that you left in America is right there at your sitting, laying in the at the kitchen table for you to deal with right there in Africa. You realize that. There's no escape.
Like King Ganda, right, has a show when he's having people from America and the diaspora to talk to sisters from Africa.
Mhm.
I think
The
people,
Pan African dating show.
yeah, I think that people should start doing that here. People should start talking to each other and figuring out, like, dad, maybe that's a nice person, and check their ideals and check their background, okay, and see and check their credit rating, right, and
Mm-mm.
all of those things, and even their psychological background, to see if they could find somebody here in America that they could build with.
Mm. Right. Well, I mean, it would be nice, but there are a lot of, just like the book that you talked about with Iceberg, Slim and
Uh-huh.
everything. There are so many things that both men and women have to clarify within themselves and get healing going in themselves before they can show up for each other. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of the running thing. You want to kind of stop running for a minute and figure out, you know, your what's going on with you as a person, so
Indeed.
I just think that that's a big part that we can't, because you just brought it up and I agree, we just can't forget about the interpersonal dynamics that go on that influence relationships.
You know why I'm looking at that? Even when I see celebrities go out and have these marriages with Africans, it never works out.
Yeah.
Never
But I,
works out.
but I think what you're talking about, these talks that we have to have, it's a lot of the things that we're going through due to the propaganda that's being pushed to us. You know what I mean?
Okay, right.
Especially on the radio. You know,
Okay.
think about the songs from the women and the men are pretty much negative. You know?
That's what I was trying to tell Elvis. Right, he thinks the stuff that they allow to go on the radio every day and so in our air doesn't affect everything. Who makes those decisions? It sure the hell ain't us.
Right.
Back in the days, we used to have people like Frankie Crocker. We used to have like this. You know, before back in the days, before something got on the radio, we had black people that loved us so much, right? Before a song got played, they would sit down and have a okay. How is this song going to affect the? Remember the song White Lines came out, Dollar Bill. That was a
Oh yeah,
controversy.
I know Melly Mel.
Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember that too.
Remember that? There was like first they weren't gonna play it. They're like, oh, you're talking about cocaine. Now I look at it like that's mild compared to what came after that, right?
right. Percocet. Chris Brown singing about Percocet.
Yeah, so white lines, bridges, you know, and the
Yeah.
bottom line it was another song and whatnot. But the bottom line is back in those days, whatnot, we had Frankie Crocker and all these other Chief Rocker, Frankie Crocker, and all these other people. They sat around, even Sugar Hill Records. They were like everything was clean. They cared about what our people listened to and stuff like that. You know, we don't have that Black America anymore. Everything's corporate. Our radio and everything is corporate owned. You know, they don't give a damn about the thing like that 300 records with Lioncorn and whatnot. They don't care about Young Thug, you know, something they put out there and everything.
Right.
Destroying Atlanta, you know, that whole culture and everything, destroying Atlanta. Well, now
Mhm.
you think culture doesn't matter, you're a fool, you know. Do not
Right.
be yes, it does matter. They don't give you millions of dollars because if there's not gonna be a cause and effect, you know, they don't do it.
Yeah.
I think we have to stop. I don't that doesn't mean we have to live there, but I think we have to stop running away from our underclass. We have to stop
We have to be a
distancing
role model.
ourselves
We just can't
from
make
them.
them run. Let me give you an example, Dollar Bill. What
Mhm.
do you think about the fact that there's a lot of black people that lived in Buckhead, right? That's a upscale. Now a lot of these guys that came from Bankhead are now moving to Buckhead and they're destroying the place. The value's going down. Like Prince
Mhm.
George County is being overrun by gangs and everything. It's nice to say we can't run for the underclass, but a lot of people don't want that. I have a lot of people that's in Maryland and they say like, "What do you do?" Like my boy Nee, right? He's from Baltimore, but he lives in the surrounding county. He said, "Look, us in the black people in the surrounding county, we got the nice house and everything. We work hard for what we get. When that, we don't want to live with area where property value is going down because we got shootouts and shit like that, and the wild parties and the shit like that. You know,
Yeah, Buckhead is trying to succeed. They want to start their own city. I remember I was in Buckhead like in
right? You know, well,
2017.
I say let them. You
I
know,
went to this real nice hotel and I checked it. I think I paid, I don't know if I paid like $100 or $200 a night, but I could see it wasn't like at that time a lot of black folks in there. And I checked the prices recently. They're like $300-400 now. They're trying to make sure a night that you can't afford certain things because people been going into the mall and tearing up Lenox Mall, having
nobody
fights and
and people.
shootouts.
I'm honestly, to tell you the truth, right now, people say those are people. We should just accept it. Accept the fact that look, I hate when I go to areas and whatnot, and just because the area is black, you see people that can't walk 2 feet to put stuff in the trash can, right? They just dump the shit right there on the thing and whatnot, and this. And I'm saying, why did everything that we get a hold of, got to be vile, dirty?
What? I just can't help myself. I can't help myself. So there are a couple of things going on, and I said this early in the chat, and I'm going to say it again now. I be very careful with this idea of mentorship and black men. You a mentor out here in these streets, and the whole point is that you looking good, you looking like a dandelion, so other black men want to be like you. That's not mentorship. That's egoism. That's being
Oh no, I
egocentric,
never said.
and
Look,
that's part of the
look.
problem we have in the
Look.
black
Missing
community.
time.
And you ain't
Missing
no.
time. I never said that was mentorship. I did say right. I would like to one day. I want to get it so my business right now. I want to say, yo, brother, are you interested? What do you do for a living? Right. Oh, I do this when I was there. Why don't you come by my office? Right here's my address right here. I can show you how you get into this business. You know what I'm into. You want to wear a suit and tie. That's what I want to be. I'm not saying that's mentorship. I'm just saying I'm being a role model. A role model. It's two different things. See,
When I
understand?
mean mentorship, I don't mean on an individual basis. I mean with the organization, because
Yeah, like
people
the
have to
sister that
protect
I'm a part of,
themselves.
right?
I
She
means with cameras. So
she got these young guys.
yeah, I want cameras. I want stuff to be on record so nobody's going to get molested. So we don't have no sex rings, no freak offs, no diddy parties, none of that stuff. Okay. I want it to be a straight up, transparent situation
Kids got to
where
have
people
something
can
that
be trained specifically and people are held accountable for what they do and how they do it.
that works, man. But the way I see
But
mentorship
I'm
going,
not sending nobody to nobody's house in the middle of the night or in the middle of the hood, so they can get cool with the kid and start sleeping with the mama. Listen, all of that stuff, we all know all about that. Nobody wants that type of drama. But if you have classes for children to learn and giving them the opportunity, and the people are vetted, and actually are able to be videotaped, so we know that we have to protect the kid and protect the people who are doing that type of work. That's what I'm talking about.
See, there's a dilemma. Here's the dilemma. We talk about the middle class and the hood. You know what I mean? And as far as black people, going to like a middle class, might maybe to a middle class black neighborhood, and why that not reaching back to the hood. The dilemma is a lot of black people want to fix the hood, but to do that, you have to pretty much go to war with the drug dealers.
yeah,
And
there's no doubt about it. You got to basically, it's gonna be ugly and brutal. Are you
You can
prepared to
take
do that?
kids out of the hood. You don't have to go in. You can take a kid out of the hood
But you're taking them out of his
and bring them
environment,
and,
though.
and bring them.
Hold up,
Listen,
Dollar Bill.
listen.
What do you say? What do you say about people say, that's their home, that's where they
Yeah,
live.
yeah. I don't want to hear that drama. I
Bring
had
them
to.
where they live at.
I lived in the project. I had to go out of the project for opportunities. Okay, I had to go out of the project to get a girlfriend. All of that stuff that I had to do.
So,
You
so we should make people feel inferior, but for where they
No,
live
you
at.
don't have to feel inferior. I think that what you can do is you can get people referred to you from the hood, okay, referred by the teachers, referred by the parents. There's a lot of, and I know it's a fact. I live in New York City. There's a lot of parents who are online to go to these charter schools. They want the best for their children. There's a lot of parents,
Let
even
me ask
though,
you something,
but
Dollar
what
Bill.
about the other 100 some odd kids that don't get that chance? You see what I'm saying?
well,
Dollar
you can
Bill, what
start
would you
helping
Still,
say?
some
I mean,
people.
Let me ask Dollar Bill this, right?
Sure.
What you see that? Remember that clip we played from a piece of the action?
Yes, sir.
What if basically you have the opportunity? Let's say you got a grant, whatever, like that in the hood. What would you
Mm-hmm.
say if a young man, instead of female, young man did was acting like, who the hell are you, Dollar Bill, running this game on us and whatnot? You got this grant money and whatnot. Where the fuck is my money and whatnot? Just, you ain't gonna give it, y'all. And what would you say to them like that? You would tell them
Well,
that.
I
Look,
have to explain to them that life is a game, right? And
That
you have to learn how to play the game.
y'all running game on
And
us,
so
man.
I'm not running game on you. I'm trying to
mm,
give you game,
I
right?
can't.
I have to give you game about life. See, one of the things that I like to do, and it's not the best game in the world, is to teach children chess, right? To show them how you can get in trouble, how to get out of trouble, and how to apply certain strategies in life. See, the problem is we're these kids know a game. They're playing the game too, right? And the street is a game, okay? But they play for keeps. So you have to learn how to maneuver yourself. When someone asked me earlier, and I was talking about kids, you can't just say you have to teach a child to maneuver. He lives in a community with a bunch of thugs. He can't say, I'm not going to talk to the thugs, right?
Right.
Because if you make yourself a target and think that you're too good to just say hi to the thugs, then they're gonna single you out. You have
yeah,
to learn how to maneuver. We learn how to code switch when we go in front of white folks,
Yes.
don't we?
Yes.
When we go to these organizations to work, we don't act like this with all that, right? We know how to speak proper, right? We
Yeah.
on our best behavior, are we not?
Yes.
So
Oh
we
yeah.
have to learn how to teach children,
Right.
okay, how to cope and how to deal and how to understand the difference between you talking to your homeboy and you talking to a potential client that you're going to get money from. And you got to do that to give them an opportunity so they can make money. Those kids in that movie, what did they do? They took $100 bills out and they split them in half. And they said at the end of this program, if you've done what you're supposed to do, I'm going to give you the other half of that $100 bill. Not to appeal to you, to make you think it's all about you being nice. I know this is a society that bases who you are on how much you make and what you can do. So that's fine with me. I have no problem. So yeah, I know it's a game. I'm here to teach you the game and let you know how to treat yourself in the game of
Now,
life so
Alvin,
you
let me
can
ask
win.
you this question right here. It says Prince Paul, whatever the fuck he is, name monster says, "This is why. This is why I laugh. I guess I laugh when people like Colin come for Africans and Caribbeans, pushing for our African colors to do better. What? Let me ask you a question. Right? How come they can't take that same advice, right, and push the Haitians to do better, Jamaicans to do better, Nigerians, everything like that? You would think these countries, black countries, the poorest places on the planet, are just balling out of control, but they're gonna come over here and tell us how to do better. I don't get it, man.
You
Am I
know
missing?
why? They're playing the game, right? And we got to be aware of that game. Their game is to come here and play like they're an African American, okay, until they make it. They fake it till they make it. And then they'll say, "Oh, I want you to know." I was in a marketing thing one day. I picked up a course and the sister gets out and taught a beautiful course. And then she says at the end, perception is everything. Like, for instance, I bet you guys thought I was African American. I'm not. My parents come from so and so and from so and so. And I was like, wow, was that even necessary? Was that even necessary? But see, this is the backhanded game that they play with us. So
But
we
the
have to
thing is,
understand that.
well, the thing is, a lot of them don't understand. Really, to clean the hood, we literally have to. The ones that want to get men that want to get things right, literally have to deputize themselves. But the
No,
thing
we we
is,
we don't control the hood.
right?
All
The
we
thing
can do
is,
is
we'll
teach
be
the
going to
children.
jail if we deputize ourselves because
Exactly. We can't control. Like
it'll
like
be
Colin
illegal.
said from the beginning. If we had a place that we could govern ourselves and have an Afristan, then we can do those type of things, right?
That's why I said anybody. Basically, I look at history when the only person I ever said that was Marcus Garvey. He knew all this stuff was going to happen, in America. He said we knew we weren't going to fully assimilate because of race and everything. We left in these communities that we can't govern or we can't provide for. That's what it is. You have communities right now, but if we're not the primary breadwinners and we're not the ones that control, in fact, when 1992, when Bill Clinton signed NAFTA, that was like the death knell to black urban. I mean, before that time period, right, up until NAFTA, right, black people could count on getting a blue collar job, even if
Yep.
they didn't go to college and everything like that. After that,
And make good money. My
and so
mother,
like
my mother and
California,
father
you have no.
were able to get 3 homes. Okay, and she worked in the garment district. 3 homes.
So bottom line, so when people come here and they say, "Why is this like this in Black America?" They don't even put it in proper context. They say, "Oh, you're making excuses." No, the bottom line is these things are real. I'll be the first one to tell you, Black people need to stop make
They
excuses.
know the deal.
Circumstances are beyond our control.
You know why they're angry? Because they live off our dysfunction. That's what it is. They're leeches to our dysfunction. They realize that if they can keep us dysfunctional, they can turn around and say, "Look, I'm ready to work. I'm not lazy. I'm black. Give
I'm
me
an
the job."
immigrant. I'm a Black immigrant. Pick
And
me.
now that we hip to the game and hip to what that's why they're on the show. They're on the show, okay, and they're trying to come at you because they realize that you're waking African Americans up, and they don't want you to do
And,
it.
I don't think
and I'm
Zongo
everything.
is like
I'm
that.
everything they say
No,
that we're not.
Zongo's different
I'm
because
successful.
Zongo
Look, I'm
is
successful.
from Liberia.
African American. I'm successful.
But how many
I love my
Liberians are
people, and
here
they
in
hate that
America?
shit. And I defend my people.
Bongo's from Ghana.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah. Zongo.
Zongo. No, Elvis is from Liberia.
Yeah,
Zongo, yeah,
Elvis,
Elvis and
yeah, Elvis,
Zongo.
Zongo are both very cool. They're
yeah.
not
No,
like that.
Zongo is not cool.
Yes,
Nah,
Zongo and
No,
Elvis
I'm
are
telling
cool.
you,
Zongo is
Elvis
not
is cool.
cool. He just crazy.
Zongo is a piece of crap.
What about Elvis?
Okay, Elvis is a
Elvis
cool
Nah,
brother.
bro.
is
Zongo been pushing peace, man. He's different these few days.
Zongo,
Dollar Bill.
no, he's not different. The way you know what it is? Zongo is a slick snake manipulator.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, that's
Okay.
what he is. He's a snake trying to act like he's something different. He's a liar. He done married a African American sister. Got his green card and his
Oh, a big
citizenship,
girl too.
and he playing the game.
Is that true?
and
Of course, that's
Well,
true.
well,
no,
Zongo.
Dollar Bill. You don't know that for a fact. He
He
was
told,
married to an African
yeah, I
American, but
know. And where's
he
she at
didn't tell you
now?
that was for the green card. He said
Yes, he did. That's
he
how he
wanted
got
to
his green
move
card.
for a new job, and she
That's
didn't want
how,
to
yeah.
move, so they had to separate.
To,
That was
to, to,
BS.
to be
That's how he
serious
got his
though,
green card. You know that's the
to
deal.
be fair, Zongo said he used to be a Pan African. He'd always been kind of
Zongo is a
walking on that
liar. He's an
that
Zongo's
image.
cool. He just responds to collar rhetoric.
Listen,
That's all.
listen. I've spoken to Zongo on numerous occasions. He likes to go to Afrodamus and talk all this BS. He acts like he's an insidious little creep. Okay, and
Zongo, if you listening, come on the panel, man. Zongo
then he
said he's
tries to
pushing
play
peace.
me.
He wanted to talk to
Play
you
me.
the other day, but you wasn't on the show that day.
I don't want to
Zongo's
talk
pushing
to.
peace,
I don't
bro.
want to talk to Zongo no more than I want to talk to Michael Mawali. They're two of the same people.
I can deal with
Don't,
Zongo, man, but
don't
Michael
pee on
Lamar's
me.
down, man.
Don't pee on me
But
and
you
tell
gotta
me
understand,
explain it.
Mike just likes to debate. He's just a debater. He just
Zongo
wants to
doesn't like
debate,
African Americans,
debate.
and he's a swirler. On top of it,
Oh man, Dollar Bill.
Oh man.
Now you got me
Is
sounding like
that
Zongo right
true?
there. Oh man, Dollar Bill. That's what
let
he
him come
says.
up and defend himself.
Come on,
I'm not
Zongo, if
running
you're
from him.
listening, dog.
I'm not saying anything is not true. He's a swirler.
I can't defend you talking on that. You did kind of fall in the snow.
He likes snow bunnies.
Falling in snow. You gotta get Dr. Umar. That's 30 lashes for him.
He probably can't come on now because he's right next to the snow bunny.
Yeah, you guys
Then
want
he gonna say,
to see
Dollar
Dr.
Bill,
Umar
Dollar
video?
Bill, you talking shit about me. Yes, I am.
You guys want to see some Dr. Umar videos?
He got 30 lashes, Colin.
Let's
I
Dr.
can't be
Umar.
to the white man.
Let's see some Dr. Umar videos. Let's see. Let me go search Dr. Umar. Let's see profile search. How did I do this thing? Now shit. Okay, log in.
Wow.
Log the fuck in. Wait a minute. I was just on here. Oh yeah, that's when I logged out. God dang, man. Hold up, man. Let's see. Great use QR code. Blah blah blah
And
blah.
Zongo's angry with me. You know what happened? Because I keep telling the story over and over again. We told him about a Ghanaian guy who was slinging feces.
They
And
said that about that.
so Zongo says, "Look at him, Dollar Bill. He must be an African American." Okay.
Zongo is a different man from that person, Dollar Bill.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
right.
telling you.
All of a
Zongo
sudden, he
said
got
he went to
religion now.
Las Vegas and he gave some money to some African American street performers. And he realized that they don't
Was
want
it
no smoke
strippers?
with him. So he's pushing peace.
Did he give money to strippers or what?
I don't know. He says the performers on the street.
Yeah,
Showgirls.
performers on the street. Gotta watch that.
Showgirls.
Come on,
Uh-huh.
Zongo. You can speak for yourself, man.
Girls on the strip. All of a sudden, it changed his religion.
Zongo was here earlier. I think he
Come
probably
on,
went off.
Zongo. Tell us about your epiphany.
Epiphany.
One morning we were talking. He goes, "I know, Dollar Bill. You telling me that you live you got a house worth almost $1 million. I know you live in the hood, man. Why you live in the Bronx, man? Why you live in the hood?
Why does every African think the hood is so bad? We got hoods that
These
got
houses
$1
in the
million
hood
homes.
worth $1 million.
What are they talking about?
And he's telling me, you can't be living there, Dollar Bill. You don't sound like a person like that. You sound real ghetto. You sound real ghetto.
It's some people in the hood stacking money like a mud, boy. Some
That's what I'm saying, man. People got houses paid for off. And when all they do is fucking making money. So everybody talk about this hood thing. Black immigrants, I have no idea why they think like that. Every hood in America is better than any part of Africa. I'll be
Not
honest.
true, Carter. Not true.
Tell me what's better.
No, you can't say it's better than any part in
Banana
Africa.
Island. So let me tell you, let's take Banana Island, Nigeria, right? Me and Jamal after we did a Google
You
thing.
never been to Banana Island in
No, we did a
Nigeria,
Google
Carter.
Earth. That's like being there, right?
No, it's not like being there, you Carter.
Hold up.
That's like being there.
The transmission tower, right, was down over into the lake for like about 5 months or whatnot. That means that freaking people, everybody in Banana Island fucking got a generator. John Cash was over there when he's talking. Every time I talk about it, I said, "What's that fucking rumble in the background?" Oh my! I got to put some gas in my generator. I said, "Nobody is on the grid."
Nairobi is, it has some nice neighborhoods. Abidjan suburbs have some nice neighborhoods.
Those countries got anything is because they basically have white people there. That's it.
Oh, Carla, you're too pessimistic, man.
And
There are good places in Africa.
To the bottom line, every last single fucking hood in America is better than anything. Lecky is freaking okay and whatnot, but the bottom line, I wouldn't want to live there. Shit.
There's some terrible hoods in America, Carla. Places in Detroit, places in Louisiana, places in Mississippi.
They got running
don't want to
water.
live there either.
Yeah, they're terrible places here.
Got running water and stuff like that. So the bottom line, the hoods may be violent and everything like that, but you go to the Bronx, I can get on a subway and shit like that and go out to freaking Long Island.
You ever been to a hood, a broken down, dilapidated hood in Mississippi,
well, the bottom line, most
Alabama?
people live in broken down, dilapidated hoods,
Well, but the point you're saying that any hood in America is better than anywhere in Africa. That's what I'm telling you.
Bottom line, I don't see, like I said, I don't see anybody fucking in the hood.
No, let's watch Umar. Let's watch Umar. You gotta stay focused, brother. Brothers. This nigga is the ultimate cock blocker for people like Zongo, man.
Stupid shit.
Yeah.
Stupid shit.
Who was the fucking screen, man? I tell you.
Is this a loop? You gotta play something else, Carla. You only got it for TikTok. You gotta play something else on YouTube, man.
Zago gonna keep getting excited.
This guy right here.
It's like the candy man. Anytime you're looking at a white woman, he's gonna show up. He's gonna pop up and tell you to stay focused, man. Kyla be on these TikToks and be watching these white girls dance and shit.
What?
Zago just like snow bunnies.
He be on the TikTok watching these white girls shake that ass.
You know what his favorite holiday is Easter, so you can see all those bunnies.
Oh man, Zongo said he dates a black woman. He said he don't date no white woman now. He dates a black girl.
Come on, man. He had a
Zongo's changed, dude. He got baptized.
Get out of here.
I can't.
He got baptized in black water. Now he's real black. He left the white women alone.
You know he's never leaving white women alone, bro.
All right, here's another one. Let's see what this one is. Like, remember that dude that Bill Gates' daughter?
Bill Gates' snow bunny daughter broke up with her Negro boyfriend.
But yeah, this dude's a billionaire, super billionaire.
This nigga gonna say that 3 times.
But the bottom line, he's like, "Why are you with the nigga? She's a billionaire's daughter, nigga."
That was gonna last.
The bottom line, I believe in black power, black love, and everything. But you gotta carry it too far, Omar.
Broke up with her
I think he was African, probably.
Bill Gates' snow bunny daughter.
Okay.
Broke up.
I mean, this Omar is saying it like all relationship lasts, bro. So well, is she supposed to marry and be with him for life simply because he's black? Come on now.
Her father told her, if you don't get rid of that, you know what? You ain't gonna get my family.
And you know what pissed me off is when a black man think he's so privileged that he will bring his snow bunny into an all-black space. We having a black meeting about black problems, and this cool.
That's I'm gonna sit in the front row. Like, why are you talking about me?
Anybody can come to black meetings. You can't go to nobody. I want you to try.
In all fairness, like I said, although I agree with Umar, all this lot of stuff he says and everything like that, but Umar, let's be honest, he's a Sambo. You know, he's a Sambo. You know, he said for entertainment. I guess this is another one. Check us out. Let's see if he get caught. No.
Milk
Oh
of
yeah,
Bernice.
probably one.
Carla, how you know all these videos, Carla?
I just Google it,
I'm
man.
sorry,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah,
But
sure.
you
You
are
I
be
in
on
the book
Google
of
it,
TikTok and
man.
shit. You
Negroes.
know all
It's
these girls. You
hilarious,
follow
man.
them.
What do you mean? I never. Sorry, brother.
There you go. It's a loop now. These are like 6 seconds videos, man.
Sorry, brother. You've been caught.
You been
I'm
caught.
sorry, brother. But you are in the book of Negroes.
That's hilarious, though,
Oh,
man. You gotta
What
admit
the
that.
listen,
hell is a book of Negroes? Are you in that book, Carla?
and
Yeah,
listen,
man. Yeah.
we got to put Zongo in the book of Negroes.
It's like that movie Get Out. That nigga
Oh
is in
no,
a sucking place. He's stuck
he's in
there.
the sunken place. Wasn't that an African brother too that played that?
Yeah, that was
Look.
I think he's from like Kenya.
Yeah.
Can we take a picture?
Yeah.
Ready?
I'll just screenshot it.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Another coon.
I gotta do a cool analysis and a cool screen.
It only takes a little bit of white brainwash
Like the
to
humor,
activate the
man.
cool chip in the average youth.
They are open up a hospital for mentally ill.
Dr. Umar do a comedy circuit, man. He's funny,
Yeah, this
man.
nigga he's turned to a comedian more than an activist now.
I gotta let y'all go, man. I
All
gotta
right.
be up
We're ready
tomorrow
to
for
end
the
this
Look.
for a
funeral.
minute.
Can we take a picture?
Yeah.
Ready?
I'll just screenshot it.
Oh,
Why
Lord
you be
have
showing
mercy.
up like the
Yeah, man.
Undertaker,
That
man?
cracks me up, man. That cracks me up. Yeah, I
You
gotta
know,
get
I
up in
had,
the morning too, man. So I'm gonna go
you
ahead
know
and
what
end
happened to
this.
me? You know what happened to me?
Yeah.
Last night I was talking to Mystic Dime, and I
Yeah.
had a nightmare that I was dating some white woman with no face. All I could see was a blonde hair, and she
Yeah,
kept
Mystic Dawn,
chasing me, man.
she projected that in your dream. That was a spiritual
I,
projection right there. she's trying to
I had
show
a
you your,
nightmare about white
she's trying
women.
to show you your inner desires, man. So
Okay,
I,
okay.
you gotta
I,
overcome.
I
Okay,
was running.
here comes
I
Chantel
was
one night.
running, bro.
I'm gonna give Chantel like 4 minutes, and I'm in this stream.
Oh, Chantel's
I'm ending
coming
it
up. All
live.
right, let's
Oh,
hear her.
oh,
I'm
here
ending it
come
live.
the
I'm ending it
high
live.
up,
Go ahead,
Chantel.
Chantel. You got 5 minutes.
I wanted to show you a video on here about black women.
Ooh,
Okay.
Oh, I
Chantel
really
got a
don't want to see
video.
it. No.
Oh, Carla,
How about
she
this?
just
How
got
about
on,
this? Do
man. She'll love her.
you not use the present? If you use the present, you can put it up there. I don't feel like going
I
through
don't know
all
how
that.
Carla,
to.
you did it for dollar bill. Do it for Chantel. We're
No,
pleading
no,
with you,
no.
man.
Because
Come on.
I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired.
Cause she gonna have some polygamy.
You wasn't tired to show them white girls twerking though, but you tired
No,
for a
no,
black
I'm
woman
saying
now,
I
huh?
don't
All
want
right.
to go. I'm
she gonna be
See,
too
like,
much else,
"Can
man.
you watch
racial,
it,
man,
sir?
racial.
What?
Can you watch it, sir?"
Oh, she's coming that shit. She took that Tariq Nasheed talking point. No,
What is
sir.
it?
Everything is a
What is
sir.
it?
You'll be
What is it?
insulting you and call you sir
Oh,
at the same time.
Put it in the
oh,
back
that's
chat.
what
Put
it
it in the back
is.
chat.
I don't know how to put it in the back chat.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Nah,
What am I supposed to do?
you gotta go to YouTube on the website, copy the link, and then come back in the private chat and just paste the
Oh,
link.
okay. Let me do it right quick.
All this time, Chantel, and you didn't want to come up and say hi.
Nah, she felt like you guys misrepresented black women. She wants to prove you guys wrong.
Mhm.
Cause
I wonder what this is gonna be. Chantel's always a shocker.
she's gonna tell you. I can guarantee. Well, I'm not gonna guarantee you, but it's gonna tell you a statistic that most black women don't date
She was
outside of their race.
Chantel was right
And a
on
lot more
point
black
last
men date
night.
outside of their race.
She right on point. Like she basically said basically destroyed Elvis and Chuko's argument about traditional marriage and whatnot. I told you she just put the
Nah, she didn't describe her
He
argument.
didn't
She brought up
destroy
gay
it.
she
marriage.
destroyed your whole argument,
She
last
brought
night.
up gay marriage, bro. We was
Chantel,
not even talking about gay marriage.
She was
exactly.
talking
Where did
about
she come up with that?
she was right.
Yeah, Kyla,
He was looking for
I ain't got
a
no smoke for
thing to
Chantel, but she was
Hold
wrong
on.
on
justify
that
Bottom
part.
his
line is this:
wayward
she was saying
decisions, and it's
that just
fine.
marriage and marriage. When you say marriage, what are you talking about, Elvis? Are you talking
I
about
think
black
Chantel
women,
has
the
medical
divesting
marijuana.
movement? The divesting movement is hot right now. The black lesbian, what's that chick that
All right,
sings the song?
she posted a
Woo?
link in the chat, Kyla. You can play it.
Dalbert, I know you said I was talking about
Divested
this to
women are
Jamal
just
earlier, right tonight.
angry.
The Bronx has the worst fucking dyke.
Kyla, she posted a link. You can click on it.
Wow.
Tell her. Let me say this first. Right? You gotta admit the Bronx got a toxic culture of dyke culture. You don't talk about, right?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of toxic stuff here in the
God
Bronx.
damn, man. So when you talk about that, just go to the Bronx and look at this dyke culture and the projects and whatnot. Tell me about marriage. Get the fuck out of here.
This
You
is
know?
going to be
I mean,
very
now it's the
entertaining.
lesbians that's stopping black women from getting married.
No, I'm just saying other people got priorities and whatnot, and getting married
Take
is
that
one
up,
of
cue that up, Carla.
There are a
So
lot
we
of
can.
white women who are gay too, Carla. What are you
Hold on,
saying?
relax, Elvis. Cue that
This
up
is going to
But
be
the bottom line is,
good.
so we can see what my sister put up there. My sister Chantel.
hold
Woo-wee.
up,
Yes,
hold
I
up.
would like to see this.
I want
This
to
is gonna be
represent for
YouTube
my
It's
only.
gonna
sister.
be about black men swirling more than black
Oh,
women, man.
no, but this is interesting.
Is that what it's about, Chantel?
Okay, hold up.
I'm not going to say. I want you
You're
to
not
It's
gonna
hear.
say. All right, we'll see.
Chantel trying to surprise us at 2:00 in the morning.
All right, hold up.
Brother Baruti said that you're more divisive than Dr. Umar Johnson.
This is true. That's a fact. Kyla knows this.
Wow.
Carlo, you trying to listen to it before you play it?
Kyla want to
Hold on.
pre-watch it. You want to screen it. You want to
Hold
make
on,
sure
hold
it
on,
ain't
hold
no
on.
porno. You try
You are
to
from
push on us.
Louisiana.
I haven't been on
I'll
TikTok
tell them
today,
again. Here we go.
I
I'm
noticed
trying to
everyone was
figure
tagging
this
me in that
out
whole Andrew Schultz
because I
thing
say
about
like
black women.
this. I wish people would know
Hold on,
how
let's
to
listen
do
to
I'll
it,
this.
make a
Kyla.
different comment to
Can
Andrew
you
Schultz and
remove
that
that
little
banner?
rat
All right.
house thing.
Here's the
But
video. Here's the video, y'all.
I want to say something about black women, and this was my mother, and I God is my witness right now. May the Lord strike me down if I'm lying. My mother told me and my siblings when we were young kids, before I remember it was when my older brother started secondary school. It was a big deal. My older brother going off to the big boy school, and my mom sat us down. She said, if you're ever in trouble out there in the real world, look for a black woman.
Oh, the mammy.
My mom said this. My
Mammy.
mom was raised in this country from the age of 6, the UK.
Carla.
She said, look for a black woman. She said, anywhere in the world, a black woman will help you.
The black woman's a mammy.
She was never wrong.
mammy.
She was
Carla,
never wrong.
that is-
But like,
Hold on. Let
We're
him
going to talk
talk.
about that.
it's incredible that my mother said that, and I don't know what my mum went through. But I remember seeing photos of my mum in school when she was in high school and stuff, and like she had loads of black friends and stuff, and they were all black women. Because my mum wasn't a pick me, she only had female friends, and she so she obviously felt some protection. And growing up for me, I noticed in my school it was a very predominantly white school. The black teachers looked out for me. I had a black Jamaican teacher called Mrs. Forrester. She looked out for me. But even outside of school, when I started growing out my hair, it was a black woman that taught me how to look after my curls, what products to use. It was
Chantel,
black
really?
women that built me up on this platform and got me to where I am. I have to give
baby,
credit
yes.
to where credit is due. It was
Are
You
women
you
in
got this
trying
general,
to
but black
Indian
women
dude talking
specifically
about
who
black
boosted
women.
me
We
and
know,
told me how pretty
we
I was and
value
how
black
great I
women.
was.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
baby. Not on this
But
panel. Not from what
I
I
am
can
trying to make a
hear.
point here, and it's that
Now, what you trying to tell me
black
against
women
an
get
Indian
treated
man?
the worst.
Damn,
She'll have a
Chantel.
dot on her
The
head.
worst.
She'll
Malcolm
give a
X
dot
said
on her
this. He
head.
goes,
That's not the
they are,
point, Carla.
That's exactly.
unfortunately, they are
That's not
treated
the
the
point.
worst.
her name is gonna be
Unbelievable.
By the
Chakra.
medical
Other
We're
field,
gonna
men
by the
change it
see
from
the
education
Chantel
field,
to
value
Chakra.
in your
by the
women,
police, by
is what
everything.
I'm saying.
Yeah, they're the ones that give the most love.
Mm.
And for
Is he
saw
Wow,
what
dating
he
a black
said in that
woman?
Chantel.
post, Andrew Schultz, and like some comments, and
Is this Indian guy dating a black woman right
it's
now?
sad, and
No, he's just giving his
it
Nah, he
hurts
reflection.
just
my
go to
heart
them for help. You don't date them.
of
You don't
like
That ain't
marry them.
what
You
of
don't
he
those
procreate with
said.
them.
things, because I'll
No,
tell you
that's
He
right now,
not.
I
he
wouldn't
That's
lie.
uses
Like
not
black
what
women.
my
he's saying.
friend
No,
Jordan, who
now
I
y'all
love
don't
and
want to
respect,
Chantel, I
admit.
Jordan's
think you
the
want
So
to
he
coolest
you
dude.
want
lying
to
Jordan's
about black
family is
women.
just
We not
you
good.
No,
want
we
to lead
know
the
that.
way.
That's what I'm saying. I
and
know
I was
that. I know black
homeless.
women
Yeah,
are
stop it,
helpers. They're
Carla.
nurturers. We know that. We don't need
Okay,
an
so
Indian
he's
person to tell us
saying
that
all
about
the
black
All
women.
right,
out of
fellas. All
all
right, people.
women,
I'm
his
gonna end the
mother
live stream.
taught
I
him
gotta
He's
get
real
more
going.
Elvis.
to black
I'm
women
gonna end
as
the
he's
live
ever
stream.
in me.
Y'all good night, and I'll
Why
see
you
y'all
always
later.
do that when I come on a
Hey,
panel?
Carla, you just running
Oh,
away
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah, because we got a job. We
Give
got
us
to get
another
on the
10
show.
minutes,
He
man.
doesn't want to address
No,
those
I got.
mammy comments that he made.
Right. You don't want to address
I'm gonna
this
keep it
You
video.
need
going.
to
I'm
apologize
just
for the
ending the
mammy
live stream so I can
comments.
get out of here, go downstairs, have a drink, and go
Nah,
downstairs.
We're
keep
And
the
then
live
supposed to
stream
get
running,
off the
Carla.
Yeah,
video
I
before
He
gotta
you
go
go
doesn't want to
sleep.
in.
apologize for
all
his mammy statements.
right.